game of the Twin Bills 6-0, but the fine pitching performance certainly stands out for Bethel College on Friday as they were able to take care of the things under the strong arm of Corey Goodrich. The Pilots be in action today as Andrew Bobeck is on the bump here for the Bethel Pilots, and Nick Carroll will be matched up in this one here today. I spent some time with three people today that I'd like for you to consider listening to. Number one, the head coach of the Spring Arbor University Cougars. We'll go one-on-one with Ryan here momentarily, but we also had some time. We're going to play our senior profile in the pregame show today, as we'll go one-on-one with Colin Affolter, and of course stay tuned for the Seth Zartman pregame show that's coming your way. Once again, one-on-one today with Ryan Markham, the head baseball coach, Spring Arbor University. College baseball today here on Regional Radio. Coach of the Cougars, Ryan, first of all, I've had a chance to get to know Sam through the many, many years of being here on this campus as the voice of the Pilots and our interaction, but I'd just like for you to tell us about the influence of one of our all-time favorite coaches in the Crossroads League.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite people, too. Paul, thanks for having me first. Sam had a huge impact on me in terms of getting into coaching. He reached out to me and offered me my first college assistant coaching job, and for the next 3 years, on top of the 4 that I played for him, the next 3 years just poured into me from a mentor role. From a coaching standpoint, yes, but all the stuff that no one sees just poured into my life and my family, my wife, and my kid. Forever grateful for our relationship, and forever grateful for what he did for me in terms of my coaching.
I would think that no matter where you go in what sport, following a guy like that has to be difficult. Whoever's going to take over Ryan Cottingham's job at Spring Arbor, those are going to be some tough shoes to fill. We saw it here on this campus with Ryan Lightfoot trying to take over for his dad, Mike Lightfoot. So everywhere you go, there's always going to be those comparisons. Some fair, some not fair, but those are things that you have to deal with as an adult and as a coach and as a mentor. Let's just talk about how you're dealing with some of those things.
Yeah, people ask me all the time, how are you going to fill Sam's shoes and how are you going to fill Hank's shoes? Those are Hank Burbridge. Those are the two coaches in Spring Arbor baseball history, both with 1,000+ wins. And what I tell everyone is I'm not trying to fill their shoes, Paul. And Sam, Coach Riggleman, did such a great job of allowing me freedom in this whole process once he left. And he told me to go out and do your thing. Coach the way you want to coach and coach the way that you feel is best suited for these guys, and don't feel any pressure to live up to anything I did or that I might want you to do or anything like that. Go be you and help mentor these guys through life at 18 to 22 years old. And so that's been my goal every day, Paul, is I go out and, I've got a lot of things that I take from Sam that we did together in my playing days and coaching days, but at the same time, we've got our own nuances in my coaching staff, and we go out and we just try to attack every day and compete really, really well. And if we can do that, we'll see at the end of the day where we're at, but that's kind of goal number one. People ask me all the time, do you feel pressure replacing Sam? And I think pressure is self-induced, first of all, but I also think it's a privilege at times to be under pressure, Paul. And so I feel it a little bit, and it motivates me daily to encourage our guys and motivate our guys and be the best that we can be. But I don't feel it to the point where I'm stagnant and I can't move and I can't coach and it gets to me. I don't feel that at all. I feel it's an honor to replace Sam and to replace Hank, and I'm blessed with this opportunity, and we just try to go about it every day that way.
What do you like about your team?
We compete really hard, Paul. We're really athletic. My coaching staff and I have talked multiple times, and we feel we're as athletic as we've been as a program in probably the last decade. Does it translate onto the field? We're still finding out. We're still early. But at the same time, we feel like we're really athletic, and we compete really, really hard. And if you do those things and you play hard every day, you got a shot.
What are you concerned about with Bethel here today?
I think Seth being here for so long and having the success that he's had, his guys, we always know his guys compete. They play hard for 9 innings. Today we'll get a single 9, and we know they'll play hard for 9. They'll do the fundamentals really well. Him and I were just talking, and it always seems to be the little things that are done right, that team's usually going to walk out of here. And they always seem to do the little things really well. They're a very well-coached team, and we hope we're prepared. We think we're prepared to compete against that today.
Stiff north wind. It's cold out there. The ball's not going to travel too far, generally speaking. Does it change your mindset on how you want to attack things?
No, I mean, our approach offensively has always been hard, backside, ground balls, and line drives. And for us, the wind is a non-factor. We don't have a lot of guys that are going to dip and rip. And we're just trying to hit the ball hard, backside, run, be athletic, and do what we can do. And on the pitching side of things, just throw low, hard strikes. And if we do that, I don't think the weather will be a factor today.
Ryan, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me, Paul.
We're back with more of college baseball right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Earlier today, I spent some time with Bethel standout Colin Affolter and kind of broke things down as we'll go one-on-one with Colin Affolter. Of course, our time with our student athletes being presented in part by our friends at Bethel Brady's. Bethel Brady's in Granger now features wings Wednesdays. Enjoy their award-winning traditional and boneless wings for just 79 cents each. They also have team trivia Wednesday night starting at 7 p.m. with prizes awarded located at State Road 23 and Bittersweet Road. Beefs is open for lunch 11 a.m. 7 days a week. For more information, once again, call them 574-271-1415. Bethel Brady's, good food, good sports. Colin Affolter, a former two-sport standout in high school, joins us here now on the pregame show.
College baseball here today. Spring Arbor University in town to take on the Bethel College Pilots. As we continue through our senior profiles, we're going to now be joined by Colin Affolter. Colin, first of all, man, the senior season, this thing kind of sneaks up on you. Your thoughts as you reflect back on coming in here. You've been an everyday guy really since you came on campus. Your thoughts as you look back on the career. Still plenty of baseball to play, but your thoughts thus far.
Yeah, so honestly, these 4 years have flown by for sure. When I started as a freshman and coming into now as a senior, the time has just went by really quick. And it's been a lot of fun. I have had a lot of fun teams to be with, fun guys to be around. And one thing I've seen over the past 4 years is just kind of the growth that we've seen just in the team makeup from freshman year to senior. That's one thing that we've been trying to change here and continue this year and try to do something special this year and get a championship.
When you walked onto the Bethel College campus, if I were to say to you that I'm going to finish as a lifetime 300 hitter, would you thought that you could achieve that? Because right now that's where you're at.
I mean, that was definitely a goal coming on. First couple of years I didn't do as well as I hoped, and definitely had to work a lot to get there. But I definitely coming in, my goal was be around 300 to mid 300s over the course of the 4 years. So.
When you look back on the decision to come here, what was the single biggest factor in making the decision to come here to go anyplace else?
Great question. I would say the community here at Bethel for sure. I mean, I visited a couple different schools for baseball, and like everything was blending together a little bit. But once I started to get on campus and actually know some of the students here and the professors here, I think that had the biggest impact on me. Just the social aspect of Bethel and just the community they have here. It's really special.
All right, I want you to talk about your coaches. Coach Seiler was around when Shoeless Joe Jackson was playing. I always joke with him about that. Coach Zartman, Coach Kyle, they've been around now. You got Coach Woody in the mix. Talk about the coaches and each one of them, the influence that they've had on you.
Yeah, definitely. So Coach Seiler was here my freshman year. He's more pitching coach, so I didn't get to talk to him a lot, but just his knowledge of the game and all the experiences he had, and just listening to some of the stories are just incredible. And all these people he's met and played, and people have played for him. It's just really, really fun to have conversations with him. I think Coach K came here would be second semester of my freshman year. Came on more as the pitching coach, and he's just added a lot. Just as an assistant coach, not only just a pitching, but he helps us out hitting and just baseball knowledge in general. Coach Woody came on this year as an outfield coach. That's not something we've had. We haven't really always had outfield coaches, and it's been good just the experience that he's brought from Holy Cross and just the things he's done has really helped us out a lot, whether that be in like band work or hitting and just little things here and there that help us out a lot. And it's just nice to have a coach that we can go talk to when we're playing in the outfield and have some questions about. So, and then Coach Zartman, he's been here for 4 years. It's been great playing underneath him. He's done a lot for this program, grown a lot, and he's had some really successful teams. And one of the things that I like the most that he's been doing is he pulls the seniors in every year, and we kind of have this talk saying, you guys are leaders of this team. Here's what I'm trying to communicate to the players. If I can't always do that, I need your guys' help. And it's just been a really good communication through him. So,
one thing that I always try to talk to people about, the student athlete when they're coming out of high school, when they're a multi-sport kid like you were, you play football and play baseball, I always felt like the multiple sport mindset that you have, not only physically but mentally, working with different coaches, all kinds of different situations, helps you once you get to college and choose the sport that you have. Agree? Disagree? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think being multiple sports, I didn't have the opportunity to go to a big school, so kind of small school feel, you have to play sports, otherwise it's just kind of boring a little bit. So I think those definitely help, not only in just sports in general, helping to focus, but also in school. In high school, I mean, playing 2 to 3 sports a year, you're constantly busy, and if you're just playing one sport, you don't feel like you're doing a whole lot. And when you drop to one sport, even though you may practice a lot more, have a lot more time commitment there with that one sport, it also helps you, just those multiple sports, feeling busy and doing all the schoolwork, it just helps you balance time a lot more and conserve your time.
Final question. If a young recruit comes up to Colin Affolter and says, I want you to tell me the truth about Bethel College, this is what I want you to instill upon him, what is it that you're going to say to that recruit?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I would say the biggest thing that has an impact on me, like I said, I talked about earlier, the community. The people here are just so considerate, so caring, and they're so genuine. And that's something I've grown to understand the past 4 years, that the people here are incredible. Not saying they wouldn't be at other schools, but just the relationships I've built here and the people I've become friends with, it's just, they're lifelong connections.
We'll be back with more of college baseball right after this on Regional Radio Sports. Thanks for being a part of our broadcast here today on Regional Radio Sports. It's time for the Seth Zartman pregame show here on Regional Radio Sports. And it's being presented in part by ACOA. Do you want to be part of a company that is committed to excellence in their products and services? ACOA, a division of Bunnell Aluminum, is a producer in aluminum and extrusions and anodizing with job opportunities in their expanding production facilities in Elkhart and Niles. For more information about the wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com, and the phone number is 269-697-1372. And it's time for that Seth Zartman pregame show. Spent some time with Seth just moments ago. Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports, Seth Zartman pregame show with the skipper of the Bethel College Pilots. Seth, I know that we talked earlier today. This is, it's going to be a cold, crisp game today. Wind's coming out of the north. Let's go back and talk strategy. You shorten things up here and play for the 1 or 2 run games, or just going to let it rip?
Well, I think early on you try to let it rip a little bit, although I think it would be advantageous to try to get ahead early, so there may be some things that might happen there. But with a windy day like this, if you're going to let it rip, it's got to be line drives and hard ground balls. So I think there's some dynamic there that you got to play with, and especially with that stiff north wind coming across that we're going to deal with today. So, but I think as you get later the game, it's going to be scratching for every run you can get, if you feel like your offense is kind of stifled at that point. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see where it takes us as we get going here.
You know what's amazing? I just spent some time with Ryan Markin, and when I listened to him talk about Sam Riggleman, his former boss and your former coach and mentor, it's almost like a recorded interview with you from 15 years ago when you talk about Sam. This is an amazing legacy this guy's had, isn't it?
It really is. When you look at the impact that Sam had over a 40-year career, and, just the respect that he had from the guys that played for him. And, I mean, we all know there's not enough good things you can say about Sam and how he did his thing and honed his craft and did his craft and the way he came to practice every day. And, I mean, he expected great focus from his guys, and he expected a lot of things there in the program. So it really is, and I know Ryan and I both can say it was a pleasure, in our lives to have him a part of it.
All right, I want you to talk about the games this past weekend. A real nice performance by your kids. I thought, pitching performance on Friday was spectacular. The bats were really silent on Saturday and the Twin Bill. But once again, still some positive things because the pitching was really, really formidable. A team that really had been knocking the ball around the park.
It really was. We felt like our pitching staff really went in against Wesleyan and focused well and really pitched well and kept them off balance for the most part all weekend long. And I think that gave us a little bit of confidence, looking at where we're at this point and, saying that's the kind of performances we need moving forward. Because if we can get that, you feel like you're going to compete in any game that we play in. So was really pleased with our pitching performance. Unfortunately, we didn't have the bats to back it up, this weekend, especially on Saturday. But, we got a lot of good, positive things to build on as we move forward.
Is there anything up and down Ryan Markin's lineup that disturbs you a little bit?
I don't know if there's really one set thing that, disturbs me. There's a lot of new faces out there, so you're walking into a situation where, kind of like us, he's not going to know a lot of guys. We're not going to know a lot of guys there. So you kind of probably go into it straight up at this point. One thing I will say is that they're going to play hard. So we have to be able and ready to answer that, and we got to do things better than they do today.
Best luck, Coach.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Once again, Seth Zartman here on the Seth Zartman pregame show. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First of all, for the Cougars of Spring Arbor University from Spring Arbor, Michigan, a record of 9-12, overall 2-1 in the Crossroads League right now, tied for second with a lock of teams, including Indiana Wesleyan, Marion, and St. Francis. It starts up at the top of the order with senior second baseman, number 2, Jack Driscoll. Number 2 spot is number 1, Chris Triplett, the junior third baseman. And in the number 3 spot, number 27, Francisco Odina, the senior center fielder. Once again, it's Driscoll, Triplett, Odina, 1, 2, 3. Middle of the order features Emilio Perez, the senior first baseman. Number 33, Vincent Hirschberger, the freshman designated hitter. Number 28, Josiah Kitchen, the freshman left fielder. Once again, Perez, Hirschberger, and Kitchen, the heart of the order. The bottom of the order features number 35, Evan Laurie, the freshman right fielder. Number 12, Noah Brook, the sophomore catcher. And number 11, Danilo Leon, the freshman shortstop. Laurie, Brook, and Leon, the starting lineup in the bottom of the order. Once again, for Spring Arbor University, Driscoll, Triplett, Odina, Perez, Hirschberger, and Kitchen, Laurie, Brook, and Leon, your 1 through 9. Defensively, the Pilots will be throwing Andrew Bobek on the bump today, 0-1 on the season with an ERA of 7.71. This will be his third start of the season. His lineup looks like this behind him. Infield third to first features Eric Calver, the senior, C.M. Laffey, the sophomore at shortstop, number 27, Luke Adams, the freshman second baseman, and the first baseman, number 5, Mike Wathier. The outfield features number 24, Andrew Miranda, in left, number 7, Colin Affolder, the senior in center, and number 9, Jesse Cepeda, the senior in right field. The man behind the plate receiving today, number 16, Mason Love. The Bethel lineup looks like this. Starting from the top, number 13, Brandon Diss, the sophomore designated hitters in the 1 spot. Number 7, Colin Affolder, the senior center fielder, is in the number 2 hole. And number 3, number 11, Eric Kelver, the senior third baseman. Diss, Affolder, and Kelver going 1, 2, 3. The middle of the order features number 16, Mason Love, the sophomore catcher. Number 5, Mike Wathier, the sophomore first baseman. And number 9, Jesse Cepeda, the senior right fielder. Love, Wathier, and Cepeda, the heart of the order. Number 7 order will be number 22 will be C.M. Laffey, the sophomore shortstop. Number 24, Andrew Miranda, the freshman left fielder. And number 27, Luke Adams, the freshman second base. Laffey, Miranda, and Adams, the bottom of the order. Once again for Bethel, Diss, Affolder, and Kelver. Love, Wathier, and Cepeda. Laffey, Miranda, and Adams. Defensively, once again for the boys from Spring Arbor in the infield, that'll be Chase Triplett at third, Danilo Leon at short, Jack Driscoll at second, and Emilio Perez at first. The outfielders in the left side will be Josiah Kitchen. In center field will be Francisco Odina, and number 35, Evan Laurie, the freshman. On the bump today for SAU will be Nick Carroll, Sophomore, 0-4 on the season with an ERA of 4.85. We're going to go on down here to Cassie and company with our opening prayer and the presentation of the colors.
5, Mike Wathier.
And, of course, the Star Spangled Banner.
Number 9, center right fielder, Jesse Cepeda. Batting 7th, shortstop, number
Taking a look at the weather here today on this first day of spring. 42 degrees here at Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana. Sunny skies. 14 miles an hour is that wind moving from left to right across the diamond. Humidity 30%, dew point right around 13.6. So there you have all the details here for this one. Now let's go on down for our prayer and the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
Followed by the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for this opportunity that we have to play baseball today. Thank you for the sun shining in the sky, and thank you for all our athletes that are here to compete today. We ask that you protect them and keep them free of injury and help them to display their talents in ways that honor you. Help us all to encourage and cheer with proper perspective in mind, and thank you for what you are doing and have done in our lives. Amen.
First game of the Twin Bills 6-0, but the fine pitching performance certainly stands out for Bethel College on Friday as they were able to take care of the things under the strong arm of Corey Goodrich. The Pilots will be in action today as Andrew Bobek is on the bump here for the Bethel Pilots, and Nick Carroll will be matched up in this one here today. I spent some time with three people today that I'd like for you to consider listening to. Number one, the head coach of the Spring Arbor University Cougars. We'll go one-on-one with Ryan here momentarily, but we also had some time. We're going to play our senior profile in the pregame show today, as we'll go one-on-one with Colin Affolter, and of course stay tuned for the Seth Zartman pregame show. That's coming your way. Once again, one-on-one today with Ryan Markham, the head baseball coach, Spring Arbor University. College baseball today here on Regional Radio. Coach of the Cougars, Ryan, first of all, Tony Gangler, the man in the infield, if you will be Luke Karzewski. Luke Karzewski, a youngster out there in the base paths. Once again, Tony Gangler behind the plate. Special thanks to Andrew Bowen and his great work here. Also along with Landon Kaufman. Joining us on the broadcast today will be the athletic director of the Bethel College Pilots, Dr. Tom Visker, joining us here in the broadcast booth. Of course, longtime college baseball coach in his own right. Coach, what a beautiful day to start spring.
It certainly is. I just love these nice spring days. At least the sun is shining, and great day to play a 9-inning ball game.
All right, taking a look at these two teams by the numbers. First of all, Bethel comes in with the fielding percentage of .919. Team ERA of 4.87, and this team is batting .329 on the year. Compare that to Spring Arbor's resume of .941 in the fielding department, 6.65 in the ERA, and they're batting .284. I would say for a traditional Spring Arbor team, you would not see them with an ERA of 6.65. Taking a look at what's going on in the Crossroads League today. Of course, this game here is the game of most importance. This is a 9-inning affair here today. Grace is at Marion. Huntington is at St. Francis, and the Taylor at Indiana Wesleyan game has been canceled. And of course, softball, originally slated to be on the softball complex to our left, has been changed, and there's been a makeup date on that one selected. I don't know. Coach, do you know what the selection date on that?
They're going to play it on Thursday.
Thursday, okay. J.P. Joubert will have the play-by-play for all the details on that one. Bethel College Pilots decked out in the gray slacks this afternoon. And, of course, the blue jerseys, the white numbers with the gray and white trim around the middle. Bethel written in white on the front of those as they're sandwiched in between the white. Spring Arbor University decked out in the gray jerseys and gray trousers with one gold pinstripe along the trousers. First pitch is coming your way here today. And it comes our way at 3:07 in the afternoon. And that'll be ball one as Andrew Bobeck is going to be matched up here against Jack Driscoll. Yeah, second pitch off the mark. Now the count at 2-0. Jack Driscoll for Spring Arbor University, wearing jersey number 2. Batting .289, and he takes a strike. Now the count at 2-1. Driscoll on the year. This will be his 77th at bat. 23 runs scored, 22 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 9 RBIs, a slugging percentage of .355. Here's a breaking ball inside. Now even the count at 2-2. And most importantly, for your leadoff guy, you want a guy who's going to make things happen. He is 11 of 13. In the stolen base department, so the Pilots need to keep him off the base path. Swing, ball fouled into the dirt. And on this fifth pitch, that remains count at 2-2. Weather a factor could be only if you're playing in Florida and you're up here today, and that's certainly not the case. I was talking with the guys in the office today. Our good friend Donnie Smith, the Southeastern University team is got almost 40 games underneath their belt already right now.
That's incredible.
And certainly this situation. Good to see the Big Blue Monster has got some repairs out there. 385 straightaway center, 327 down the left field line, 321 down the right field line. Here's the ball popped up. The center fielder for Bethel, Colin Affolder, camps underneath it and makes the catch. And after 6 pitches, that'll be the first out. Andrew Bobeck is able to take care of the business at hand. That'll be out number 1. That'll bring up junior Chris Triplett. Triplett, a product of Flushing High School in Flushing, Michigan, a 5'9", 165-pounder. Will be batting from the right side. And on the season for Triplett, this will be his 20th game that he is starting, and that'll be a ball. He squared around a bunt. Driscoll and Triplett, your 1-2 guys, have been pretty steady when it comes to the stolen base department. Those guys have a combined 18 at the top of Ryan Markin's lineup. There's a pitch a little high, now the count at 2-0. Triplett, a .291 hitter. This is his 56th at bat. 19 runs, 16 hits, an on-base percentage of .459. And that's a strike. Coach, in the early going, Bobeck has fallen behind the count 2-0 to both batters. And then he's come back with that strike in, it's almost been a Groundhog Day scenario. Deja vu all over again. Here's a swing and a miss. He did it again.
Yeah. He's struggling a little bit with his fastball to get the strike, but his curveball is coming right over the plate. So it's been a good pitch for him so far.
In case you're just joining us, we're trying something new out today here on Regional Radio Sports in conjunction with our teammates here at the Bethel Sports Network, and certainly glad to have Andrew Bowen working this all out. Let me give you all the details here momentarily, but the YouTube channel's up and running, and you can actually watch this game. Here's ball 4. You can check this out at youtube.com/Bethel, capital B-E-T-H-E-L, capital S, Sports, capital N as in network, Bethel Sports Network, all together, and you can watch this game and listen as you go along. There'll be about a 40-second delay between what you're hearing traditionally with me and our regional radio sports broadcast versus going to the video, but you won't be drugging along too long, so stick around with it. Francisco Odina, the senior who had a monster game here a year ago in this ballpark. Odina on the season, a .317 hitter with no homers, 18 RBIs, 27 total bases, on a slugging percentage of .429. It'll be interesting to see if Triplett is going to run and go here.
I think what Seth said at the beginning of the game is probably true, that both teams want to get on the board quickly here on a day like this, and if they can get one moved into scoring position, it'd be a good move.
Want to say hi to our good friend, Charlie Shepard, who just sent me a note listening today. Charlie, you're welcome to come here and hang out with us at the ballpark anytime your heart desires. Now the count at 2-1 to Odina. Spring Arbor in the first inning has not been their most productive inning. Their fifth inning has been their best. They've only scored 12 runs the entire season in 19 games in the first one. Here's a pitch out. Here's a throw down, and Love can't get it in there. And once again, that is a stolen base. Well, we expected to see this. Both these coaches are going to play a lot of small ball here today. That'll be Triplett. I mentioned it before. That'll be his 8th stolen base of the year in 11 attempts now.
Yeah, he got a really good jump on that pitch.
Odina now looking at the 3-1 marker here. He's batting here once again from the left side. In case you're just joining us, it's Kelver, Laffey, Adams, and Wathier, the infield third to first. The outfield, Miranda, Affolder, and Zapata. Andrew Bobeck and Mason Love is your battery here today in this 9-inning affair. Here's a pitch, ball 4. Already Andrew Bobeck finds himself in a hole with a pair of walks here in the first frame.
Up to bat for Spring Arbor. First base.
Once again, we were talking about it before the ball game. That coming into this game, we have a guy in Nick Carroll for Spring Arbor with an ERA of 14.8 and Bobeck at a 7.7. So this certainly, based upon the numbers, is going to be a high-scoring affair. Here's the pitch by Bobeck, the left-hander. And this is for the first time in the inning. He has gotten ahead of the batter. He's at 0-1. Landon Coppin will be providing all the pitch count today. Thanks to Landon for his help. Here's the 0-1 scenario, 1 down. Runners at first and second for SAU. Here's a swing and a miss. As Emilio Perez is in the hole at 0-2. Perez, a .313 hitter with 14 ribbies. Emilio wearing jersey number 30, hails from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. Here's the pickoff attempt. All right, Coach, let's talk about the balk move. As the way we see it, you think the balk move there, that looked pretty close to me. You think he was off the bump there in time?
Yeah, well, kind of a simultaneous move, but I think it was close enough that the umpire let it go.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll be the second out as Perez goes down on strikes. That'll bring up the number 5 hitter,
number 33, Vincent
Hershberger, the freshman designated hitter. Hershberger on the year. He has started all 22 games for SAU, batting from the left side. He's a .328 hitter. Here's Bobeck, the left-handed pitcher, a little high on that breaking ball. Hershberger, who comes into action here today as a freshman from nearby Northwood High School. Grew up in Napanee. Here's a pitch missing the mark now. The count at 2-0. On deck, Josiah Kitchen, the freshman left fielder. Pilots, we talk about them on the defensive side. The Pilots have given up 19 runs in the first, and that is a strike. Now the count at 2-1. Pilots on 2 separate occasions have given up 20 in the third and the 7th respectively. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Runners at first and second. A little breaking pitch catching the outside corner. Now the count at 2-2 to Vincent Hershberger. 2-2 scenario, 2 down. No score here. The Cougars are threatening here in the top of the first. Bobeck delivers, runners off and going, breaking ball, and that'll be a strike 3 call. So Bobeck did what he needed to do. It certainly wasn't pretty, to say the least, but the most important thing at the end of the day, he got out of the inning. 26 pitches for the youngster from Bethel College. We'll be back with more. No score at the end of half of inning of play. You're listening and watching live today on the Bethel Sports Network and Regional Radio Sports Network.
to be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it. It just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. At top of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and just a pair left. Now we move here to the bottom of the first. Once again, the Pilots will have Brandon Disk, Colin Affolter, and Eric Kelver. Pilots in search of their 10th win of the season. And now let's take a look at Nick Carroll. Nick Carroll on the hill for Spring Arbor University, a product of Bishop Lewis High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. A 6'3", 220-pound sophomore. And for Nick Carroll, this will be his 4th start of the season. He is 0-4. This will be the 5th game that he's played in. He has 13 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 30 hits, 25 runs, 22 earned runs, 13 walks, and 13 strikeouts. 7 doubles, 3 triples, giving up 2 long balls, giving up a total of 83 bases, and teams are batting an eye-popping .435 against him. He has 5 wild pitches, and he has 1 balk, and when it's all said and done, you got to get that ERA down, because that ERA at 14.85, if SAU is going to have a quality arm out there, they're going to need him to get that number down, as the left-hander is going to be going at it today. I spent some time with Ryan Markham, and he said that in regards to Nick Carroll, he's going to be in the middle 80s today. He's going to throw a lot of junk, a lot of change-up, a lot of curve. And, Coach, when you get a pitcher like that, it really keeps you on your toes.
It does. It forces you to stay back, and if he's throwing strikes or if he can keep it right around the plate, he'll do fine. But if they can just sit and wait for the one pitch that he's going to bring over, that's going to be a different ball game for him.
I'm glad you can join us here today on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condrey with Dr. Tom Visker. As the first pitch here to Brandon Diss is a ball. Defensively, it's Kitchen, Odina, and Laurie. Left, center, and right infield. First to third is Perez, Driscoll, Leone, and Triplett, and the battery of Carroll and Brook. Second pitch is a strike. Now the count at 1-1. Pilots have scored 28 runs in the first inning, the biggest output of all the innings they have played. And now the count at 1-2. You can hear that active SAU group over here to our left. They're excited about being here at Jenkins Stadium at Patterson Field. The center fielder, Odina, is shaded about 15 paces to the left of the bag in center field, as the wind continues to come in around 14 miles an hour. Pilots as a team, 329 inning, and an on-base percentage of .415. One of the top 10 teams in NAIA baseball in regards to hitting coming into this past weekend. And that pitch misses the mark. Now the count at 2-2. Brandon Diss, the sophomore, digs in here on the 2-2. Pitch misses the mark. Now the count at 3-2. Good opportunity for the Pilots to get the leadoff man aboard here is number 13, former Bishop Loras Knight. Hits one sky high. Shortstop, second baseman converge. Second baseman is going to be able to make the catch. And that'll bring up Colin Affolter. Colin Affolter, I hope you enjoyed our interview with him on the pregame show. Enjoyed spending some time with number 7, product of South Adams High School. 3 years of football, 4 years of baseball. He's a lifelong Los Angeles Dodgers fan. Here's the left-handed pitch, and Colin swings and misses.
Probably recruited by Coach Boyden, who is also a lifelong Dodgers fan.
Yes, he is. Boy, I tell you what I noticed during the playoffs last year, that Kyle was just all over social media with his Dodger blue. And that's okay, 1-1. If the Tigers were doing it, you'd doing it. And if my Orioles were doing it, I'd be doing it.
Exactly right.
Here's the ball hit on the nose. Right fielder will make a circus catch out there. Wasn't pretty for Evan Laurie, but regardless, then the bottom line is he makes the catch. There'll be 2 up and 2 down.
Wind blowing just strong enough, so anything going out to the outfield is going to be a little bit tenuous today, and he made a nice catch by staying with that one.
And that'll bring up Eric Kelver. Eric Kelver wearing jersey number 11 for Bethel College, product of Clay High School on the north side of South Bend. Be matched up as Nick Carroll delivers. That one was right down Main Street. That may be the best pitch he's thrown in the inning, as he got a good jump on Eric Kelver's at bat. Eric coming into today's action, a 364 hitter. Oh, showed a good eye there and patience. He was ready to take a bite on that breaking ball. Kelver on the year with a slugging percentage of .545 and an on-base percentage of .420. The left-hander delivers. Good eye there. Now the pitch a little low. Now to kind of at 2-1. Mason Love on deck for Bethel College in that cleanup spot. Now interesting, Francisco Odina, the center fielder, and that'll be ball 3, is shaded probably 15 paces to the right of the second base bag. We've seen him all over the place. To the leadoff man, he was 15 paces or so to the left of the second base bag. Here's a swing and a miss, and fouled it back here. That was fastball versus the good hitter. He got a good cut there.
It's probably based somewhat on how they're trying to pitch each one of these hitters, is where they're going to move the center fielder to. So they're trying to stay away from Eric.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. 2 down here, top of the first. No score here from Bethel College's Jenkins Stadium. Here's a pitch, and that'll be ball 4. A 2-out walk for Eric Kelver. Neither club has been able to put the ball in play yet in regards to getting a hit. This will be our 3rd walk of the afternoon combined for both ball clubs. And now that brings up number 16, Mason Love. Love off to a solid start, especially defensively. Says Hartman during our conversation today, who's just been so pleased of the conversion of Mason Love into a catcher. Mason with a protective piece on his right foot, because the left-hander will face off against Nick Carroll. Love, a .270 hitter with 14 RBIs. Here's a pitch in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher to go down with a butterfly save and make the save. And he keeps it in front of him. And one more opportunity here forthcoming for Nick Carroll. Nick Carroll, the sophomore, 0-4 on the season. Carroll, who hails from Fort Wayne, Indiana, delivers. That pitch misses the mark outside. Now to count it 2-0. The last 2 games, really the last 3 games that we've done here at Bethel, the walks were really a non-factor in most games. But we already have had 3 here. Here's a pitch in the dirt. And now to count it 3-0. And Noah Brook, the sophomore from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy in Hudson, Ohio, is going to go out to visit with his pitcher. Now he's back and we're ready to go at it again. 2 down, no score here. Pilots at bat here in the bottom of the first with a runner on and a 3-0 count to Mason Love. And that'll be a strike on the outside corner. So now the count of 3-1, he was taking all away.
Interesting how the outfield is playing the left-handed batter. Center fielder straight ahead, the right fielder guarding the line. Really great big gap in right center field.
Yeah, there is. Here's the ball hit high, short center field. Now actually it'll come in and wind swirling around, and the ball is corralled by Danielle Leon, the freshman shortstop, to make the catch to retire the side. In the inning for the Pilots, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Nick Carroll in his first inning at work here at Bethel College. We'll give him credit for 21 pitches. We'll be back with 2nd inning action right after this, live on Regional Radio Sports.
Every day, The men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. A happy first day of spring to you and on behalf of the entire athletic staff here at Bethel College. We welcome you to Bethel College baseball here on this 21st of March. 42 degrees at first pitch time with winds moving from left to right about 14 miles an hour. We move to the second inning for Spring Arbor University. They'll go with their 6, 7, and 8 guys in the lineup to battle it up. It'll be Josiah Kitchen, followed by Evan Laurie and Noah Brook, respectively. Here's the first pitch, and showing bunt was Josiah Kitchen, and the freshman left fielder takes a strike. Kitchen on the year, a .346 hitter. Of the everyday players for Coach Ryan Markin, he has the best batting average. Get him on base, he's only been stopped once. .346 batting average, 12 runs, 9 hits. And that pitch is fouled back here to the left. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one a little high, now the count of 1-2. Kitchen, a freshman. Well, you can hear that wind popping around that mic out there now. Here's the ball hit on the nose. Miranda back, and the wind playing all kinds of tricks out there. He makes the catch.
Watching the flag before that pitch that was kind of blowing right out right field, and by the time he caught the ball, it was rolling straight into left field. So it's going to be a little bit of a circus out there.
Yes, it will be. Evan Laurie's now up, the number 7 hitter. Laurie wearing jersey number 35, who hails from Howell, Michigan, went to Franklin Road Christian High School, 5'10", 155-pounder, and batting from the left side, he takes strike number 1. Laurie on the year. This will be his 15th game he's played. This will be his 11th start of the year. Now the count of 1-1. Be his 26th at bat. Check that, 27th at bat, 12 runs, 9 hits. As Andrew Boback delivers. Ball ripped off to the right and foul. And that'll make it a 1-2 count.
Andrew doing a better job of throwing strikes this inning. Not getting behind hitters, so good to see.
And I'm sure Coach Dick Seidler probably shared that. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Pitch missing the mark at 2-2. For those of you lifelong Bethel baseball fanatics, which includes yours truly, had a brief conversation with the great number 63 yesterday, Justin Masterson. Justin has officially retired from baseball, and the count is 3-2 as that pitch misses the mark. After 15 years of baseball, he's hung up the spikes, put him away, and he's going to spend time with his family. But he did tell me yesterday that he promised me that there's going to be one game he's going to be back up here to join me in the booth. And I said, okay, we'll get the band back together then. And that'll be a base on balls for Evan Laurie.
Back for the Cougars, number 12,
After a really solid career, a member of the American League All-Star team at one time, and with multiple stops around the league, but certainly what a great ambassador for this institution, member of the Bethel College Hall of Fame. And we'll transition that in. Here's a pitch. Here's a throw down to second base, and that'll be a stolen base for Evan Laurie. Evan Laurie, a That'll be his 4th stolen base of the year in 7 attempts. And that'll be the 2nd stolen base of the afternoon against the Pilot defense. Here is with a runner in scoring position, this pitch misses inside, now to count at 2-0. And speaking of Hall of Fame, how about that segue? Bethel Hall of Fame is we got changing of some dates. We'll get to that after this next pitch with Dr. Tom. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Andrew Bobeck, the left-hander, looks over his shoulder twice. He's coming home. Here's the pitch. Little high, now to count at 3-0. Coach, take it away.
Yeah, we're trying something different this year. We're incorporating our annual golf classic with the Hall of Fame induction, and that's going to be held on August 10th at Blackthorn Country Club, followed by the Hall of Fame dinner here on our campus.
And the reason we bring that up especially today, here's a strike, now to count at 3-1. Former Bethel College baseball coach and former Spring Arbor baseball coach Sam Riggleman will be inducted into the Bethel Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're excited to have Sam a member of our Hall of Fame. It's well-deserved for a lot of reasons, not just his time at Bethel, but his time in baseball and the leadership that he's provided. So he's a great person to have in our Hall of Fame.
Over 1,000 wins as a coach. And the last pitch was a strike, now to count full at 3-2. The other member of that Hall of Fame had a pretty good career. He had a really good year as a first-year head coach. Here's the ball lifted into short right field. Jesse Zapata is there, makes the catch. Here's the throw to third, and the runner will be safe. That's heads-up base running to challenge Jesse Zapata in right field. Yeah, the runner will move to third base.
Jesse did everything right, got behind the ball, got his momentum going into the throw, made a good solid throw, but there was just good speed on the bases.
Another guy that I mentioned who was going into the Bethel College Hall of Fame, good old number 5, the head basketball coach of the Bethel men's team, Ryan Leifert, who had a spectacular career and did a pretty good job. Region Coach of the Year here locally by the NCCAA. So congratulations to Ryan on his induction to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're real proud of him in the season that he had as a first-year head coach. So we're looking forward to what's coming next.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Now here to Daniel Leon. He swings and misses. Now he's in the count at 0-2. 2 down, runner on third, no score. Top of the second from BC. Richard C. Patterson Field looks as good as it can get here on the 21st of March. Seth actually told me that, he goes, we really need it to rain because the water is turned off right now and they can't really water the field and it needs to get watered. But it's like I told Seth, stand by. Weather will change in a heartbeat. Here's a pitch foul back and out of play. I'm thinking we're going to get some precipitation a little bit later in the week. Here's the 0-2 pitch with 2 down. Andrew Bobeck trying to close the door here on a SAU rally. Here's the ball popped up. Fires. Here is Mike Wathier here in foul territory, making the catch to retire the side. In the inning for the Cougars, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left, as the Cougars have stranded 3 in the first 2 innings of play. We'll be back with more BC baseball on Bethel Sports and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
Did you know that Gates Toyota has over 100 certified pre-owned at one Southside location? Just over the hill from high prices at Gates Toyota. Not just the prettiest dealership in Mishawaka, also the prettiest cars. Gates knows. Now you know.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here on the campus of Bethel College. I've been informed by my trusty sidekick to my left, Landon Kaufman, that, Paul, this isn't the first day of spring. This is only the 20th of March, so I have been stand corrected. All right, but glad you can join us. Due up for BC, Mike Wathier, Jesse Zepeda, and C.M. Laffey. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Coach Seth Zartman. Spring Arbor has lost 6 games decided by 1 run. And I was mentioning this to the brain thrust at SAU and talking about it with Ryan Markin, and he just laughed and said, yeah, I just haven't been able to win games that we should have won games. And Coach, I think we saw that a lot. We've seen it with the Bethel team. Same thing could be said about the Pilots in several situations.
Yeah, just getting that one run when you really need it, and I'm sure that he's had plenty of opportunities too. It's just making your team believe they can do it.
0-1 now. Here is Mike Wathier, who's in a little bit of a slump. And he hits one up the middle, and the second baseman with a backhand play throws it nice. That's a well-played move there by Jack Driscoll, the second baseman. We'll call 4-3 on the put-out. That'll bring up Jesse Zepeda. Jesse, whose heroics on Friday was well documented on Saturday. He had that 3-run homer.
Right fielder, number 9, Jesse Zepeda.
Zepeda came into the action today with a .317 batting average with 16 RBIs, tied for the team in home runs with Colin Affolter. Those two seniors combined for 6, and he takes ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that'll be a strike. Now the kind of 1-1. Spring Arbor will be in action again tomorrow against Indiana Tech. Or check that, it's going to be Rochester College, excuse me. And this will be a strike now to kind of 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch with 1 down. Nick Carroll delivers. This pitch a little low now to kind of 2-2.
Just to finish that Hall of Fame story, we do have 2 others going in too. Chris Tilbury from our men's golf team and Stacy Weiser from the track program will be the other 2 Hall of Fame inductees this summer.
2-2 scenario. Here's the pitch, strike 3 as Jesse Zepeda. Put the backwards K in your scorebook over there, if you will, Landon Kaufman, because that is a strikeout with the bat on your shoulder. Nick Carroll has triplet, Leon, Driscoll, and Perez, in case you're just hopping along infield third to first. Kitchen, Odina, and Laurie, the outfield, left, center, and right in the battery of Nick Carroll and Noah Brook. Nick Carroll, the sophomore, left-hander delivers, and that'll be right down Main Street for a strike. Both pitchers have been, when you look at the resumes coming in, with an ERA of 14.8 and Bobeck at 7.7. The way both those 2 youngsters have pitched today, you could never tell. They've both been pretty efficient for the most part. Now to count 0-2 here to C.M. Laffey.
Yeah, both of them struggled a little bit in the first inning with quite a few pitches, but are seeming to settle down a little bit.
And C.M. Laffey now, see the count go to 1-2. C.M. Laffey from Ridgefield Memorial High School in Fairview, New Jersey. Played last year at El Camino College in California. Hits one off to the right. Right fielder Evan Laurie's got a beat on it. Oh, and then the ball blows past his head and goes over his head, and that will be a double. Coach, we talked about, we knew we were going to have one of those plays where the ball was going to go up, and the next thing you know, it was going to swirl on you, and that was exactly what happened to Evan Laurie.
That was. He actually started coming in on the ball, and I thought that was going to be the play, and then turned around and started running, and it dropped about 4 feet behind him.
And now with the runner in scoring position, Andrew Miranda, the number 8 hitter in Coach Zartman's lineup, will have an opportunity to get an RBI. Miranda starting his 10th game of the season, playing in his 17th. This will be his 31st at bat of the year. He's got 6 runs, 5 hits. He's got 4 RBIs. Quick toss to second and quickly back. I don't expect C.M. Laffey to be off and going. The guy was just a message. Laffey on the year in the stolen base department is 8 for 9, but don't know if that's the second, third variety was where they have happened at. Pilots as a whole in the stolen base department are 17 of 21. Their opponents, with the 2 today, are now 24 for 33 in the stolen base department. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Now here to Andrew Miranda, the left-hander. Here's a quick toss, and the runner is back safely.
Both coaches are starting to get the feeling this could be a one-run, two-run ball game, and they're going to do whatever they can to get these runs in.
Keep in mind we're playing 9 today. We'll see Spring Arbor a little bit later on in the season. Here's a pitch on the outside corner. Now the count at 0-2 here to Miranda. Miranda, who did his prep work at Lansing Christian High School in Lansing, Michigan, the 6', 145-pounder. Batting from the left side. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul. Just past the legendary Dick Seiler. Coach Seiler, who is in the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame. Rumor has it that he was in the same bus that brought in the legendary Shoeless Joe Jackson. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I heard one time.
I heard a lot of his stories, but I haven't heard that one.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Here's a comebacker to the pitcher. The underhand throw to first, and that's an easy play for the pitcher, Nick Carroll, to Emilio Perez. 1-3 on the putout, and that's going to do it for the Pilots in the second frame. In the inning, no runs. There was 1 hit, and there was no error. There was 1 man left on base. At the end of 2 complete, line score reads, it's pretty simple. No runs and 0 hits and no errors for Spring Arbor University Pilots. No runs on 1 hit and no errors. We'll be back with more BC Baseball right here on Bethel Sports and, of course, Regional Radio Sports.
Yeah, this is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Don't forget to join me every Thursday night along with Matt Copsey and occasionally Jean-Paul Jobert, as we have the Coach's Box from Beef O'Brady's in Granger. They now feature Fajita Thursdays. Try seasoned chicken Angus skirt steak or grilled shrimp for just $9.99. Look at it at State Road 23 and Bittersweet Road. Beef is open for lunch from 11 o'clock, 7 days a week. For more information, call 574-271-1451. Beef O'Brady's, good food, good sports. Beef O'Brady's joining us on Thursday on the Coach's Box. We're keeping with the Bethel theme. The all-time leading scorer in the history of Bethel College men's basketball, Eric Brand, will be joining us to talk about his team's sensational run, the loss at the semi-state to Carmel. We'll go back and recap. How about 24-1 for a rookie season? I think any coach in America will take that and run to the bank with it.
Yeah, that was just an outstanding year for Eric and his team. That was really good to see.
Leading it off for the Cougars of Spring Arbor, we'll go to the top of the order, and we'll go Driscoll, Triplett, and Ondina, as this one's fouled off to the left behind us, and now the count at 1-2 to Jack Driscoll. Driscoll, in the first inning, flew out to the center fielder, Colin Apple. Did you hear that burst of wind come across that field, Mike? That almost blew my ears away. Holy cow. Now the count at 2-2. And I've got it boxed in, too. Here's the 2-2 pitch as Andrew Boback delivers. That one on a 2-hopper picked up by the Bethel second baseman, Luke Adams, and he throws him out. Well, I tell you what, Jack Driscoll can run.
Yeah, he gets down the line really good. It's not surprising that they've had so many stolen bases this year. They got people just about up and down the lineup that are going to be able to take a base if you give it to them.
No score here from Bethel College as we move here into this third inning. Andrew Boback with an ERA of 7.71. Here's a pitch, and that one is a strike. Now the count at 0-1 here to Chris Triplett. Triplett, a junior from Flushing High School in Flushing, Michigan. 5'9", 165-pound junior. Batting from the right side. Here's the pitch. That one went behind him. That's where you insert the Bull Durham joke right there. Thank goodness the bull was not behind us. You can just mention that and everybody knows what that would mean. Here's the pitch by Bobeck. A swing and a miss. He took something off. A nice little changeup, I believe, there. That kind of 1-2 to Triplett. Triplett, the first time he batted here at BC, walked and stole a base and was stranded in that first inning on a pair of walks. And once again, this one misses the mark. Now they counted 2-2. You look at this team's batting average for Spring Arbor at 284. I've seen some Spring Arbor teams that have come in here with in the 340s and the 350s. Here's a ground ball to the hole. That'll be a base hit. So the first hit of the game comes here in the third inning off of Andrew Bobeck, as Triplett now officially 1 for 1 on the day. And his hustle, how about that? He ends up on second base.
A little bobble by left fielder playing the ball, got scooted away from him about 8 feet, and by heads up base running, got into second base with a head first slide.
So are you going to give him an error on the coach? What are you going to go? You going to go double?
Yeah, that's a hit and an error.
All right, so we'll go E7 on the play. And that'll bring up Francisco Odina, the senior center fielder. He'll be bat here from the left side wearing jersey 27. Bobeck, for the third time today, he's got the go-ahead run in scoring position, and that breaking ball is there for a strike. Well, one thing about it, he's certainly been used to pitching out of the stretch. No score here, top of the third, but the Cougars are threatening with one down in the third. Left-hander delivers. This one a little high. Now the count at 1-1. Emilio Perez on deck for the Cougars. 1-1 scenario. Outfield shaded about 10 paces to the right of the second base bag, as Mason Love doesn't like the look on his pitcher's face, and now he'll come out and discuss pleasantries. As Bobeck and Love break it up, and now Mason Love comes back behind the plate.
Very important that they're both on the same page right now, running on second base.
Tony Gangler, the home plate umpire, has been very consistent here in the early stages. 1-1 pitch with one down. This one caught the outside corner. Now the count at 1-2. One-two, no score, one down. SAU batting here, top of the third. CM Laffey and Luke Adams have been taking turns, jumping up and down, trying to stay warm in their respective positions at second and third. The wind coming in from the north across the softball field, and here's a pickoff attempt. Nope, this Bobeck will just hold on to it. They are extremely concerned about Chris Triplett. Triplett on the year with 8 stolen bases in 11 attempts, including one today. He's got a nice lead at second base. Here's a pitch, breaking ball, popped up, short center field. The second baseman, Luke Adams, is there to make the catch. 2 down. And that'll bring up Emilio Perez. Perez, who struck out the last time he saw Andrew Bobeck. 46 pitches for Andrew Bobeck through the first 2. You can add about a dozen on that to now. And let's see what he does here against Perez. Perez, a .313 hitter coming into this afternoon's action. Bobeck Turns and looks like he was going to go to second base, but the shortstop and second base were not near the bag. From the stretch. Long pause. Here's the delivery. Ball, golf foul into the SAU dugout. Once again, 2 down, 0-1 scenario. Looking ahead to the Pilots' bottom of the third, they'll go to Adams, Dis, and Affolter, 9, 1, and 2 respectively. Here's an off-speed breaking pitch, just missed. Now the count of 1-1 here to Emilio Perez. Perez an on-base percentage of .444 and a slugging percentage of .417 starting today. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball hit towards center field. Colin Affolter is there. He's going back. Makes the catch to retire the side. So Andrew Bobeck does it again. He waits to get somebody on second base and decides, well, I better bear down. He's done that in all 3 innings. Certainly not the way that Coach Sire, Coach Zartman, and Coach Kyle Boynton drew it up. But when it's all said and done, 63 pitches so far for the youngster, Andrew Bobeck. And at the end of 2.5 in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. And once again, 1 man left. The Cougars have stranded 4 through 3.5. We'll be back with more BC Baseball here on Bethel Sports Network and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports, our coverage of college and high school sports on Regional Radio Sports, presented in part by ACOA. Do you want to be part of a company that is committed to excellence in their products and services? ACOA, a division of Bonnell Aluminum, is a producer in aluminum extrusions and anodizing with job opportunities in their expanding production facilities in Elkhart and Niles. For more information on the wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com. And the phone number is 269-697-1372, 269-697-1372. If you look at the Pilots' schedule, they'll have games coming up. They'll be on we'll see Spring Arbor back here on the 27th with a twin bill, a 1 and 4 respectively start. But in the meantime, they'll be traveling down on the 23rd and the 24th with games at Taylor University. And coming into today's action, even though the Taylor game was canceled, I'm assuming due to cold, Taylor with 21 wins on its resume. However, they did lose a doubleheader to Marion, a pair of 1-run games the last time out for Kyle Gould's team. Here's the first pitch here now to number 27, Luke Adams, the freshman second baseman, and that is strike 1 as we're moving along here in the third inning with a scoreless game. Here is the pitch. Outside corner, now the count at 1-1 to Adams. Luke Adams, a freshman from Crown Point High School, Crown Point, Indiana, out in Lake County. There's a pitch inside. Now the count at 1-2. Luke Adams on the year. A 359 hitter as he fouls one off to the right and out of play. Regional Radio Sports got its start in Crown Point, Indiana. Our first radio station that we contracted with was WWJY, 103.9 FM in Crown Point at the time. That was back in the Stone Age. Before, I know Landon wasn't born then, who was in the broadcast booth. Andrew Wingreen, who's in the broadcast booth, he may have been born back in those days. Andrew, are you over 30? 29. Oh, there I go. Once again, I stand corrected again. So I'm 0 for 2. Ryan M is in the broadcast booth, and he is how old? 26. All right. Coach, you and I were the only ones back in the Stone Age. That was when FM radio was just now starting. And these guys are thinking, oh, my goodness, this guy's old.
Probably listen to you on my transistor radio.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Boy, I can tell you stories of that little. I still have my transistor radio that I have, and I know you'll take a lot of pride in this, Coach. When I was inducted into the Sportscasters Hall of Fame, I took my transistor radio and I put it in my pocket in my suit coat. And my dad was there. My mom was in the nursing home at the time, and wasn't too shortly thereafter she passed away. And we were piping the speech on the internet to her so she could see this in the nursing home. And I had this little transistor radio that I had, and I held it up because I used to listen to that transistor radio, listen to Ernie Harwell do the Tigers games, yes, and listen to Jack Buck do those Cardinals games, and you know, listen to all those great Cub guys doing and it was just amazing. Here's a ball hit into right field. Oh, a diving catch in right field by Evan Laurie to steal one away there from Luke Adams. As I digress, F9, am I telling my story there? But I just recalled specifically that transistor radio, and this was before they even had the little earpieces where you can put it in your ear, so you had to listen to the speaker. I'll never forget growing up in the 60s and into the late 70s, listen to those games. Oh, boy. All right, thanks for that trip down Amnesia Lane.
Well, that made me recall the nights listening to the Tiger games under the pillow as I go into bed at night.
Here's a pitch, first pitch, hit into left field, ball caught out there by Josiah Kitchen. And that's 2 up and 2 down. So Nick Carroll's been efficient thus far. He'd thrown 36 pitches. Yeah, that's some fond memories. That was long before FM radio. All we had was the AM stuff, and you had a lot of those 50,000 watt clear channel. I mean, you can hear stuff. I remember listening to Harry Callis do the Phillies games. I mean, I would listen to games just to listen to games. I didn't care who was doing the games. I never could hear my beloved Orioles, but the Orioles were on there in the 60s because they were the most dominant team in the 60s and into the early 70s. So they were on the NBC Game of the Week all the time back in those days. Now they're kind of 1-0 here to Colin Affolter.
You were forgetting about the dominant Tigers
yes,
in the 60s,
yeah,
though, weren't you?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, my goodness, that Tigers team in 67 was amazing. They beat the Cardinals in the World Series, if I recall.
68.
Yeah. Yeah, is it 68? Yeah, that's right. 2-0 now here to Colin Affolter. Now what you've got is you guys, a couple old guys up here who are really taking our listening audience, who if their sons of the kids who are playing out here today, the grandparents are on the same wavelength who are watching and listening today. They go, oh, yeah, I remember that. But everybody else, we've lost them somewhere on the way. Now the count of 2-1 as Collins' pitch is fouled off to the right. No score here in the bottom of the third. Matt Copsey, who I know is listening back at the office, he's saying, yeah, I remember that. Here's the 2-1 pitch, 2 down now. Nick Carroll delivers the southpaw, misses. Oh, my. That pitch, he caught the corner, 2-2. From my vantage point, that was the only call that I disagreed with the home plate umpire the entire day, and that being the person of Tony Gangler. Here's the 2-2 pitch. The senior Affolter just with a good eye there. Now the count moves to 3-2.
Well, the catcher is really moving around there behind the plate too, so you got to really watch where he is and where he catches the ball.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball hit off to the right, well hit. Right fielder, Laurie going back to the warning track, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Gave it a pretty good right, got it up in that gale force wind. And just, as Harry would say, one more biscuit for breakfast. That's going to do it. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We have played 3 complete here. Once again now, Bobeck with 63 pitches, Carroll with 52. Both guys moving right along. We'll be back with more BC Baseball on Bethel Sports Network and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Imagine your home equity setting you free. Imagine taking the trip of a lifetime, cooking in the kitchen of your dreams, sunny afternoons in the pool, or providing a college education. A home equity loan from Horizon Bank can make it happen. With great rates and personalized service, Horizon can help you go further than you ever imagined. Talk to your Horizon advisor or apply online at horizonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here. I'm Paul Condry along with Dr. Tom Visker, Bethel College Athletic Director. Tom, a longtime college baseball coach, so he's seen enough of these college games in his lifetime to certainly outdistance yours truly in the color commentary here today, so glad to have him along. Both teams with one hit. The Pilots have an error, and both teams sitting with bagels up there on the scoreboard as we move here to the fourth inning for Spring Arbor University. They'll lead it off here with Vincent Hirschberger, followed by Josiah Kitchen and Evan Laurie, respectively. That is 5, 6, and 7 in the order. That is the way it will work itself out. Here's the pitch by Bobeck, and now he finds himself in a big hole here now. 3-0.
Make him a hitter, make him a hitter.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. Bobeck, the left-hander, delivers. And that'll be 4 straight pitches, and that'll be a base on balls. Bobeck with 2 walks in the first, a walk in the second, and a walk here in the fourth. That's his 4th base on balls. And so far, the Bobeck with 2 strikeouts. Certainly not the strikeout to walk ratio that you would like. But Josiah Kitchen, the freshman left fielder, who flew out to the left fielder, and on a bunt attempt, he swings and misses. Once again, Bethel's Colin Affolter in center field straight away. I mean, literally from here to the, because of my sight line, he is right on the bag, straight away center. Once again, looks like the Cougars, Josiah Kitchen is going to square around a bunt. The Athens, Michigan native went to Battle Creek Lakeview High School. 5'10", 165-pound freshman is going to turn around and square again. This bunt is picture perfect, picked up by the pitcher, throws, and he is going to be out at first base. That was a bang-bang play.
That was a very, very close play.
I thought he beat it.
I did too.
In the meantime, it will be 1-3 on the putout, sacrifice bunt. And once again, Andrew Bobeck's got him right where they want him, a runner in scoring position. For the 4th straight inning, he's had a runner in scoring position with 1 out. That'll bring up Evan Laurie, the freshman right fielder. Here's the left-hander. Oh, a dandy breaking ball to start things out for a strike. Laurie, a .333 hitter, 4 runs, 11 hits, 3 RBIs on the season, an on-base percentage of .389. There's the 0-1 pitch. No score here in the 4th, but once again, SAU threatening. From the left side, here's the pitch. That pitch gets away from Mason Love, and that'll be a wild pitch. And now, the go-ahead run 90 feet away for Evan Laurie. Now the question is, how daring is Ryan Markin? Is he willing to try the suicide squeeze, the safe squeeze, or is he just going to wait and see what Andrew Bobeck does? No score. That'll be a strike. Now the count at 1-2. Coach, what do you do here in this situation with a speedy guy over there at third base?
Well, it looks like Bethel's going to give him the run on anything hit up the middle, so I'd probably just let him swing away and see if he can get the run, and fly ball, ground ball up the middle. They're going to get him in.
Here's the 1-2 offering from Bobeck. The left-hander puts one in the wheelhouse, and he swings and misses. That is the biggest strikeout as Andrew Bobeck has had in his Bethel career there. Because now it's a 2-out scenario. And now just a simple out, and they get out of the inning. Noah Brook, the sophomore catcher, is up now. He has 2 RBIs on the season, batting 160. Here's the ball getting away on the dirt. But Love was quickly out of that catcher's crouch to hustle after it. Now they're kind of 1-0. Brook, the last time at bat, flew out to Jesse Zapata in right field. 9-inning game here today from Patterson Field. Here's the left-hander. This will be a base hit in the left field. Spring Arbor leads at 1-0. The best hit of the day for either club, Noah Brook, with a solid single to center. He'll pick up the RBI, and it's 1-0, Spring Arbor University.
Yeah, that fastball stayed up, and batter knew exactly what to do. It hit right on the nose over the shortstop's head.
Only the 3rd RBI of the year for Noah Brook, but a dandy here with 2 outs. So Spring Arbor finally capitalizes after 3 consecutive innings where they had runner in scoring position and they failed to execute. Here's a swing and a miss and a throw down to second base, and that'll be a stolen base for Noah Brook. They see something that they're going to take off and run at every opportunity, and now Brook finds himself, and here's Seth Zartman coming out here to talk to the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that looked like there could have been potential to have batter's interference on that one, because our catcher had a double pump that throw, and he's talking to the umpire about, you know, the batter stepped out of the batter's box in front of the plate.
I don't think Seth's going to win this argument unless we see something different. If the home plate umpire is going to call the infield umpire in, then I'd say maybe he has a convincing argument, but that's not going to be the case. And now the count at 0-1 to Danilo Leon with 2 down. But once again, a runner in scoring position. As Andrew Bobek says, I want a new sign. Mason Love taps himself on the head. They'll redo the signs, and we'll get back after here one more time. Once again, that wind coming in about 14 miles an hour at game time. Here's Bobek, the left-handed pitch, swing and a miss. That was up in the stratosphere there. He got him to chase it. 0-2.
Here we go, see him.
Only 1 hit in the inning, but it was good enough to bring in a run. An old-fashioned manufactured run for Ryan Markin's squad here is giving them the 1-0 lead here in the 4th. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. Bobek gets out of the inning. In the inning, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base.
Here we go, we score a run.
After 3.5 innings of play, the line score reads as is. 1 run on 2 hits and no errors for Spring Arbor University. Bethel, no runs on 1 hit and 1 miscue. We'll be back as Bobek's pitch count moves up to 79 now, moving into the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Mothers know minivans. Gates knows minivans. More vans, more colors, more models and brands. Gates, more locations in Mishawaka, more savings.
Gates knows. Now you know.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. And it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. It was 100+ degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another 1.5 miles, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us. I'm Paul Condrick. Thanks to Andrew Bowen for the work on getting the new video platform up. Glad to we could provide you that awesome opportunity. I want to say hi to Tanya Condon wherever she's at. I believe she's in Elkhart today listening. Thanks, Tanya. Thank you for the note. We'll try to keep these levels a little bit more in line. So we get underway here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Bethel College Pilots will have Eric Kelver, Mason Love, and Mike Wathier. 3, 4, and 5 to bat here against Nick Carroll. The sophomore delivers. And now Kelver looking at a 2-0 scenario in his favor. He walked the first time at bat, so no official at bats. Here's the 2-0 pitch. From the stretch, here is Carroll's delivery. That ball hit deep to left field. That could be trouble. That ball is going to be over the left fielder's head, and that'll be a stand-up 2-bagger to get the party started here in the 4th inning. The best hit ball of the afternoon for anybody right there. Eric Kelver tattoos one to the fence, and Kelver has put the Pilots in a position to make some noise here. For Eric Kelver, that'll be his 6th double of the year. And now with an RBI opportunity here will be Mason Love. Love with 14 ribbies on the season has a chance to get his club with a base hit here, can tie up the ball game. Here's the ball ripped down the first base line, just foul. Got a good cut of it, did Mason Love. Love on the year, a 270 hitter. This will be his 65th at bat of the year. He scored 2 runs, 17 hits. And he's not going to score a lot of runs because as the catcher, for more often than not, Seth Zartman will do a pinch runner. Here's a quick toss out here. The ball ricochets into left field. Ill-advised play there by Noah Brook behind the plate. Threw the ball towards the shortstop. The ball ricochets off Leon and then goes into left field. However, Eric Kelver was headed back to the bag at second. 1-1 scenario for Love. Runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th. Spring Arbor a 1-0 leader. Carroll pitches in the dirt. Nice job. Once again, the butterfly save put together by Noah Brook. Now the count at 2-1. Coming into this inning, Carroll had 52 pitches, so he's nearing the 60 mark right about now. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that one catches the outside corner, and that makes it 2-2. Two-two pitch, nobody out, runner in scoring position at second base. Mike Wathier on deck for the Pilots. Everybody's standing up in the BC dugout area. I would say they're not even in the dugout at this stage. The southpaw delivers, and that'll be swing and a miss, strike 3. As Mason Love slams his bat down. That'll be, put him at 0-2 on the day. And that'll bring up Mike Wathier. Wathier, who is well overdue.
First baseman number 5, Mike
Wathier batting .310. 2 homers, 14 RBIs, an on-base percentage at .382. In the homestand against Indiana Wesleyan, had a sacrifice, and I think that was it for him. Really, really struggling at this stage. Number 5. Good opportunity here to tie things up. Here's the left-handed pitch in the dirt. Nice job again defensively by Noah Brook. Mike Wathier, business administration major, 6'2", 240. His favorite all-time player, Sammy Sosa. Ouch. Sorry. Commentary there. But I give him credit. He is a big fan of the Blackhawks. I'll give him props on that one. Here is the 1-0 pitch to the big fella. Outside, now the count of 2-0. Mike showing a good eye there. His favorite all-time Bethel player is Jared Laurent. All right, here we go, 2-0. One down. Cougars lead it 1-0 here, bottom of the fourth of this 9-inning affair. Here's the pitch. Missing the mark. Good eye by Big Mike. Now the count of 3-0. He can be sitting on a fat one here now. With one down. Both clubs with two hits aside. The big difference is the Cougars have the only run. Here's the pitch. And that'll be a strike right down Main Street. And the count of 3-1. Spring Arbor, the last two seasons, uncharacteristic, 21-31 and 19-22. And when you go back into looking at Sam Riggleman's numbers year by year, and that'll be ball 4 as Wathier will flip the bat. And now the Pilots with runners at first and second. A big inning in the making. Could be Jesse Zepeda is now up. Last time Jesse was in this situation, it was in game 1 of the homestand against Indiana Wesleyan, and he tattooed one just to the left of the Richard C. Patterson Fields scoreboard out there.
I think Jesse would be happy with a bloop single over second base to get the run in right now.
Absolutely. And I think so would Seth Zartman at this stage.
Yeah.
Seth is over here on third base. He is frozen in the ground. Gut check time for Nick Carroll and company. Here's the pitch fouled out of play here to the left. Softball team will be back in action on Thursday. Their game was canceled.
Must be colder east of here, right?
Absolutely. And there's a balk right there. There's the call. And everybody moves up 90 feet.
That could be huge. Now base hit brings in the tying run and the lead run.
Absolutely. Jesse Zepeda with a great opportunity here now. And for Nick Carroll, that's his second balk of the year. As a matter of fact, the Cougars have 2 balks courtesy of Nick Carroll. Here's the left-hander on the delivery. Yeah, ball hit into right field. That'll be a base hit. 1 run will score. Second one's on its way. Wathier to the plate. Pilots lead it 2-1. Coming through, Jesse Zepeda with 2 RBIs.
Great piece of hitting. Ball was on the outside corner of the plate. Didn't try to do anything with it, but take it to where it belonged out in right field. So great job of hitting by Jesse.
And once again, the Pilots making the fundamental plays happen here in this inning. And how did that balk really come back to haunt Nick Carroll?
Shortstop, number 22.
That's the difference between a tie game and Bethel being the lead right now.
And that's the difference in what Ryan Markin and I talked about. When you have lost 6 games by 1 run, a play like that, just that mental error makes a difference in wherever direction you're going to go. Can you imagine Spring Arbor's record? If they turn those wins, they're sitting at 9-12. That's a whole nother dynamic.
It is.
Now here's the 1-0 pitch now here to CM Laffey. Ground ball to the hole. The shortstop throws him out on the force play. And that will be 6-4 on the play. And CM Laffey is sitting at first base with a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the number 8 hitter in the Bethel lineup, freshman Andrew Miranda.
Now batting for the Pilots, number 24, Andrew Miranda.
Miranda, a freshman from Lansing, Michigan. Pilots lead it 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Miranda trying to, here's a ball hit towards the second baseman. He gobbles it up and throws him out. A productive inning. Pilots being opportunistic, to say the least, in here in this inning. In the inning for Bethel, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 4 complete. Line score, across the Patterson Field scoreboard. Spring Arbor 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. Pilots 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. We'll be back with more of BC Baseball on the Bethel Sports Network and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with our broadcast team. Special thanks to everybody here for making this a really neat afternoon at the ballpark. When everybody has their hand out for your sweet refund check, Gates Toyota says, we don't need no stinking refund check. $5 measly bucks gets you a Toyota Corolla for just $159 a month. Just a $5 makes you a driver at the Gates Toyota. Alongside Landon Kaufman, alongside Dr. Tom Visker, I'm Paul Condry. Andrew Bowen directing traffic around here. Cassie Mills over there taking care of the PA. Glad you could be with us here today from Mishawaka, Indiana. Spring Arbor will move to the top of that order, where they'll go 1, 2, and 3. In this one, they'll go with Driscoll, Triplett, and Odina to get things going for SAU here in the top of the 5th. Here's a pitch. Bunt attempt, foul. Now the count at 1-1 to Jack Driscoll. Driscoll 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Driscoll, who hails from Plymouth, Michigan, went to Salem High School, 5'7", 155-pound senior. In talking with head coach Ryan Markin prior to today's game, here's the ball hit on the nose. That's could be trouble. Affolter goes back, and that's going to go a one-hopper up against the fence. That'll be a lead-off double for Jack Driscoll and the Cougars. So this is what we really thought we were going to see when we started the game with these two clubs, especially with these two pitchers' ERAs, and now the pitchers, I think, have made some adjustments, Coach, in this one.
Yeah, the hitters are making good adjustments, and that's just what you don't want to happen when you come out and come take the lead at the bottom half of the inning. You'd like to get that first batter out, and now you got the first batter. He's on second base, and could easily tie the game on a single.
But once again, for Andrew Bobeck, this is normal. All 5 innings he has worked. He has had a runner at scoring position, and that's the same case this way too. Once again, this is a team with an ERA from Spring Arbor with 6.65. Bethel with a team ERA of 4.87. So he expects some runs for us to be 2-1 here into the 5th. Maybe a little bit of a surprise, but obviously with the wind playing a major factor. Here is Andrew Bobeck. The left-hander delivers. That pitch gets over the catcher's head, and that'll be a wild pitch. And once again, it's one of those mental errors. We'll see if the Cougars can take advantage of that. We saw the Pilots take advantage of a balk, which moved up 2 runners, which allowed Bethel to score on a hit. We'll see if SAU can do the same situation. Triplett once again, now looking at 2-0.
Like Coach Zartman trying to stay out of the big inning. He's got the infield back. It's up around the corner, so he'll concede a run up the middle. But anything on the corners, they're going to go home with it.
Now the count at 3-0 to Triplett. Triplett walked in the first, base hit in the third. He's 1 for 1 officially. Bobeck delivers. That was a strike right down the middle. Now the count at 3-1. On deck, Francisco Odina, the senior. Triplett, who started action today, batting .291. And that will be ball 4, a little high. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. Trouble brewing here at Jenkins Stadium for the Pilots. Odina, the senior, who comes into today's action with 18 RBIs, which is tops on the Cougar roster. He'll be batting from the left side.
I'll be really surprised if they're not going to be sending this runner.
Once again, Mason Love goes out to talk things over with Boback. Boback, who this is his third start of the year. And he had, coming into this inning, he was at the 79 pitch count. Here's a toss over here to first. Perfect opportunity here for the double steal if you're Ryan Markin, if you play your cards right here. They got a speedy guy at first base and triplet.
Got a pick.
And that's exactly what they were thinking. Oh my, Wathier airmails one over the head of the third baseman, and now the Cougars have tied it up.
That was an excellent play by Bethel. They picked the runner off first base. The runner at third was probably a good 5-6 feet on the grass from third base. A good throw, and he would have been out.
And just like that, it's now a 2-2 ball game as a mental error comes back to bite the Pilots. That'll be E3.
And the lead run on third base with no outs.
So you go from the penthouse to the outhouse just like that in the middle of one throw. And now Spring Arbor with a golden opportunity, and you would know it. This is Spring Arbor's inning. Spring Arbor, their best inning all year long has been the fifth. They've scored 27 runs in the fifth inning. So this is right on cue for Ryan Markin's squad. Now to count it 1-1 here to Odina. Francisco, the senior from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. Here's the left-hander. Ball hit on the nose. Miranda's there. Here's the catch, the throw to the plate, and that is way off the line. And now the Cougars have got a 3-2 lead.
Well, just like Bethel took advantage of a miscue in the bottom of the fourth, Spring Arbor takes advantage of Bethel's miscue here in the top of the fifth to take.
Yeah, it's a cruel game. This game of baseball is. You make a mistake, boom. And now with one down, it will be Emilio Perez. Will step here. He'll be batting from the right side wearing jersey number 30. Perez, another one of those native Puerto Ricans. Here's Bobeck with the delivery. This one right up in underneath his chin. Now they're kind of 1-1. Vincent Hirschberger, the freshman designated hitter. Sean Luzon warming up in the BC pen. Here's a swing and a miss. Now they're kind of 1-2. A 1-2 offering here with one down, 3-2. Cougars here in the fifth. Off-speed Bacon pitch, strike three call. Oh, yeah, that was a dandy of a pitch there. And the second time today that Perez has struck out. That'll be two down now. Now move on over to Vincent Hirschberger, the fifth man to bat in the inning. He struck out looking the first time he saw Andrew Bobeck. The second time he was able to coax a walk and was actually scored the first Cougar run back in the fourth inning. We're in this fifth with the Cougars pushing across the pair. Here's a pitch hit in the outside corner. Now they're kind of 1-1. Hosea Kitchen is on deck for Spring Arbor. Both clubs with 3 hits. Here's a pitch inside. Now to kind of 2-1. Pace of the game in both pitchers has picked up significantly. These guys are bringing it. I think if you put your stopwatch on this one, here's the ball hit off the end of the bat. Could be trouble. That will be a base hit down the left field line. Little duck snort out there was able to give the Cougars their second hit of the inning.
And nobody was going to be able to get to that one. You couldn't have placed it there better than right on the line there.
Yeah, Andrew Miranda was in, I would say, mediumly played himself towards, I mean, he may have been shaded towards center field even more than anything. And that was a long run. Here is the first pitch comebacker. It just knocks Bobeck off the mound. He didn't know where the ball's at. Runners at first and second. Bobeck out of self-defense on the first pitch hit by Josiah Kitchen. And that was one of those situations. Look what I found. And it says Zartman will come out, and Bobek says, I'm all right, Coach. I think the ball basically hit him in the midsection.
Yeah, it looked like it got him in the right shoulder, chest area.
Yep, that's what
Not
he's
his
doing.
throwing arm, but he says he's okay, but Coach Zartman's going to come and take a look anyway.
That'll be the third hit of the inning. And now with runners at first and second with 2 down, the Cougars threatening again to score here. Nice job by Bobek. If he chooses not to consider baseball, may I suggest goaltending?
That would have been a perfect goalie save.
Absolutely. Stayed square to the puck. Got that glove hand up there. That would have been a nice blocker save. And now it's up to Evan Laurie, the freshman right fielder, the 7th man to bat in the inning for Spring Arbor. They lead it 3-2. Here's the first pitch, this one wide. Mason Love was able to secure that pitch. Now the count 1-0. Laurie walked, stole a base in the second, struck out in the fourth. Here's the 1-0 pitch with 2 down. 3-2 Cougars in the 5th. From the stretch, Andrew Bobek. Ball fouled him, out of play and off to the left.
Spring Arbor has not been afraid to run in this type of a situation, so I wouldn't be surprised if the runner at second gets a good jump that he could be going, even though there are 2 outs. They did it in the first inning already.
Andrew Bobek, the product of Fairfield High School out in Elkhart County. The 1-1 delivery with 2 down. And stepping out, asking for time is Evan Laurie. Little gamesmanship here by Laurie. Wanting to make sure Andrew Bobek wasn't in that comfort zone. 1-1 scenario. Here's the southpaw's pitch. Fouled out of play to the left. We'll come back and do it all again now with the count of 1-2. Noah Brook, the sophomore catcher, on deck for Spring Arbor. Some brave souls out there in the stands, starting to stay warm with that 14 to 15 mile an hour wind coming in off the left. 1-2, 2 down. Bobek delivers ish. Pitch inside, and he said he got a piece of it. Just a foul ball. Now the count of 1-2 again.
I thought maybe you're referring to the young man that's out there in his shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah. There's a few different ones out there. I got 3 layers on and I'm in the warm. I'm still cold. 1-2 scenario. Bobek looks over his shoulder. He's coming home. Here's the pitch. Outside. Missed the mark. Now they're kind of 2-2. This is a good at bat for Evan Laurie. He's made Bobek change his, he really had himself a nice rhythm going on. He's made him slow down his delivery. He's been fiddling with his bat, trying to get things sorted out. It's called time once. Here's one fouled back and once again out of play. 6th pitch of the at-bat now. 2-2, 2 down here in the 5th, 2 in for SAU. That's 4 of a kind. 2-2-2, 2. And now here is the pitch from the stretch. Coming home, swing and a miss, strike 3. As Evan Laurie finally succumbs to the pitcher at Bethel College. Bobek in the inning. There were 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. No, check that. 1 error, 1 costly error. And there were 2 left on base. The Cougars have stranded 7 through 5. Line score after 4.5, 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors for Spring Arbor. Bethel sitting at 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. We'll be back here on this cool, crisp March 20th, right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continue to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, wherever the mission takes us, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Connery, along with Dr. Tom Visker. Glad you can join us here today from Bethel College. Once again, you can watch this game if it be your desire. We have it going on the Bethel Sports Network right now at youtube.com/Bethel Sports Network. And of course, we're about a 40-second delay between the television portion of the broadcast, or the video, versus the audio version. So I want to say hi to my good friend Don Sturgeon, listening out in eastern Indiana. Sturge, welcome to the broadcast. Pilots a 3-2 trailer as we move here to the bottom of the 5th inning. And for Bethel, they'll be getting the party started with Luke Adams. They'll go to the top of the order with Brandon Diss. And here's a pitch right down Main Street. Now to count it 0-2 here to Luke Adams. Adams 0 for 1 so far on the broadcast. Flew out to the right field the last time up. Carroll delivers. That's strike 3. Swinging. 1 up and 1 down. Well, I'll tell you what, Nick Carroll's been, outside of the mental error of the balk, has really been efficient for the most part, Coach.
Yeah, he's been doing a much better job. Since that first or second inning, he threw quite a bit of pitches, but he's doing a nice job, settled right in.
And Carroll, who started the inning with 70 pitches, what the Pilots need to do is get him out there and make him work a little bit. And now they'll go to the top of the order, and maybe they can get something going there with Brandon Diss ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the second pitch. This one caught the outside corner. Now the count of 1-1. Diss 0 for 2 on the afternoon with a pair of flyouts, 1 to the second baseman, 1 to the left fielder. And the southpaw delivers, and that one just misses the mark. Now the count of 2-1. We talked about the Pilots having some difficulties in regards to some one-run losses. Here's a base hit in the right field for Brandon Diss with 1 down. The Pilots have got the tying run on first base. Pilots have lost a one-run game to Indiana Wesleyan. They lost a one-run game in 10 innings to Miami Hamilton. They have lost a couple. They have a couple one-run wins. Both these teams right around that area, winning those close games and losing those close games. Runner at first base is Colin Affolter, who's 0 for 2. Who was our pregame guest. Well-spoken young lad from South Adams High School out in eastern Indiana. Here's the pitch. Ball gets away from the catcher, Noah Brook. Keeps it in front of him. But the count 1-0. The power of the Bethel order coming up here in the middle frame. You would think that with Sean Luzon warming up, we may have seen the end of Bobeck with 104 pitches on the scorecard. Here's a bunt attempt, and that flares foul.
Yeah, I think Sean is out there continuing his warm-up right now. Typically, you won't see that unless they're planning on bringing him in. So Coach Zartman trying to do what he can to get that tying run back, trying to move the runner to second base.
3-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitcher, Nick Carroll, wants a new baseball. And the way he's pitched, he deserves it. 3-2 our score. Nick Carroll, really the key thing in this was he He had a balk in that 4th inning, and the Pilots, Jesse Zepeda, made him pay for it with a base hit, 2 RBI. Here's a pitch, and that catches the corner. Now to count it 1-2. And for Zepeda, now with 18 RBIs, just right behind Eric Kelver, who's got 20. And Kelver on deck. Here's a quick toss over here to first base. Brandon Diss back comfortably. 1-2 pitch with 1 down. Pilots a 3-2 trailer here in the bottom of the 5th, excuse me.
Just seems like 15 when it's this cold.
Here's Carroll with a toss again. He is really concerned about Brandon Diss. I am of the opinion when he was more concerned about the base runners, and maybe this is the game plan from Ryan Markin, that we're going to keep an eye on these guys. And it's not like the Pilots are breaking any land speed records. The Pilots 17-21. Here's a ball hit into center field. That'll be a base hit for Colin Affolter. Runners at first and second now with 1 down. Pilots making some noise here in the bottom of the 5th. Bringing up Eric Kelver, your top home run guy. Eric comes into today's action with 20 RBIs. I shouldn't call him the top home run guy, the top RBI guy.
Eric Kelver.
The Cougars have 5 guys in double figures in RBIs. The Pilots with 6 here at this stage of the season. Pilots playing in their 20th game of the year. Here's a ball hit out of play to the right. Hustling after it is Emilio Perez, and it will flare to the right and out of play.
Like you were saying, Paul, you got to wonder how much attention he was paying to the runner at first plate into that single, because he was really concerned about him, and then he tried to do kind of a quick pitch to the plate and threw a fastball right down the middle.
Kelver walking the first base, double in the 4th, and scored the first run. He scored the tying run when Jesse Zepeda had that single brought in a pair. 1-1 the count, 1 down. Pilots are with runners in first and second, trailing 3-2 here in the 5th. Nick Carroll, the sophomore, on the mound for Spring Arbor, delivers. And what was the...
Evidently, they must have...
Get granted Eric Kelver timeout.
Kelver the timeout.
Yeah, Landon Kaufman caught that one. I didn't. I thought that had balk written all over it. And so here we'll come back and we'll do it all over again. Deja vu. Here's a pitch getting through the 5-hole of the catcher. Now everybody moves up 90 feet. Now runners at second and third on the wild pitch.
Well, last time that we had a miscue by SAU, the Pilots took advantage of it and took the lead. Let's see if Kelver can put something into the outfield so we can do that again.
2-1 the count now with 1 down, as Coach alluded to. Runners in scoring position. Ryan Markin over here to our left, trying to, and some activity. Looks like it's going to be heading down to the SAU bullpen. Landon, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, because I think those guys are going to be warming up with their jerseys on.
So we got an intentional pass for Kelver.
Bases full of Bethel Pilots, ladies and gentlemen, here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up sophomore Mason Love. Mason Love from Monmouth, Illinois, went to United High School. It transferred in from Indiana University, South Bend, 6'3", 180. Who's been primarily thrust into that catcher's role due to some injuries, and he's batting from the left side with a golden RBI opportunity. Love with 14 ribbies. Here's a swing and a miss. He was trying to put that one on its way to Marion High School. He had a huge cut at that pitch. Swing and a miss. Any old kind of contact, my friend. That's what happens here. Bases full of blue jerseys, folks. Pilots a 3-2 trailer here in the Bottom of the 5th. Here's a pitch. And now, with the foul ball, he's in the hole, 0-2. Good pitching right here for Nick Carroll. Took a little bit off that pitch. Mike Wathier on deck for the Pilots. The bottom line here is the Pilots cannot avoid to get into the double play here. The defense in double play depth. 0-2 scenario, 1 down. 3-2 Cougar lead, bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded. Pitch a little low. Now to count at 1-2.
Yeah, Love really needs to work this count back. Make him throw that curveball that has a possibility of going down in the dirt again.
Carroll has given up 2 homers and 3 triples on the year. He's given up a couple doubles. He's given up. Now here's a ball, bounces off the pitcher's mitt, and that's going to be the tying run scores. That's just going to be a base hit. A seeing eye base hit, and the Pilots' Mason Love comes through in the clutch with an RBI as Brandon Diss scores. We're tied 3-3. Everybody moves up 90 feet.
That wasn't the frozen rope that we were looking for. It was just kind of off the glove of the pitcher enough to slow it down enough so the second baseman didn't have any play on it by the time he got the ball either.
Pilots are going to make a change. I believe Thomas Smith is coming into the ball game now to run for Mason Love. This is something that we see very prominently from head coach Seth Zartman. He likes to run for his catcher, give him a little bit of a break out there. And Thomas Smith wearing jersey number 31, a product of Maryville High School, Maryville, Indiana.
Number 5, Mike Wathier.
Wathier now.
That's that. Hopefully this is where Mike breaks out of his little slump that he's been in lately.
Sam Memoir, who is warming up in the pen for SAU. Bases loaded, 3-3 tie. 1 down here for the Pilots as Mike Wathier has a chance to erase all memories of the error in the previous portion of the inning. A base hit here changes everything. Nick Carroll from the stretch. Here's the left-hander's pitch. Ball comes right back to the pitcher, makes the catch, and he's safe. Wow, what a catch by Nick Carroll. That ball was a frozen rope.
Yeah, Mike Wathier hit that ball right on the nails, but right into the glove of the pitcher. If it wouldn't have hit him in the glove, he would have been hurt.
He'd have
been hurting right now.
He'd been on his way to the hospital.
Great reflexes.
Absolutely. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Jesse Zapata with the bags full. The best hit ball for Wathier in the last 3 or 4 games. But nothing to show for it. We'll see if Zapata can pick him up. 3-3 ball game. Here's Jesse hitting one down right field. The ball is caught by the right fielder. And that'll do it. But the Pilots were able to scratch and claw, Cougar-like, if you will, to come away with a run. In the inning, the Pilots have 1 run on 1, 2, 3 hits. There were no errors, and 3 Pilots left on base. The Pilots have stranded 6. The Cougars, they've done it too. They've stranded 7. Through 5 complete innings of play, we're tied. 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors for Spring Arbor. Bethel, 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. We move to the 6th inning. Change is coming. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Your home equity setting you free. Imagine taking the trip of a lifetime, cooking in the kitchen of your dreams, sunny afternoons in the pool, or providing a college education. A home equity loan from Horizon Bank can make it happen. With great rates and personalized service, Horizon can help you go further than you ever imagined. Talk to your Horizon advisor or apply online at horizonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. and it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. It was 100+ degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another 1.5 miles, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. With you, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condrey along with Dr. Tom Visker as we move here to the top of the 6th inning. The Spring Arbor Cougars and the Bethel College Pilots are deadlocked at 3 apiece. As we move into the top of the 6th, we have a pitching change for Bethel. Sean Luzon will be on the hill for the Pilots. Who grew up in Villa Park High School. And Sean, who hails from Orange, California. The right-hander delivers, and that ball is zip foul off to the right. Sean Luzon, let's take a look at his numbers. This will be Sean's 7th game. He has 1 game started. He has an ERA of 6.94. He is 0-1. He has 11 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 22 hits, 16 runs, 9 earned runs, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. Here's the ball. Short hop by the shortstop. Picks it up, throws, and he'll be safe. It'll be an infield hit. A nice effort nonetheless for C.M. Laffey, but that ball was hit deep into the hole.
Yeah, well, he made a nice play to stop the ball, but fell down, had to get up, and there was no way that he was going to make the throw in time to get the out.
Yeah, no changes defensively for Bethel. Andrew Miranda, Colin Affolder, and Jesse Zapata are in the outfield, left, center, and right. Infield 1st to 3rd features Mike Wathier, Luke Adams, C.M. Laffey, and Eric Kelver. And now the battery of Sean Luzon and Mason Love. The leadoff man aboard for SAU as number 11, Danilo Leon, the freshman shortstop, is up. He has started his 19th game of the year. He's playing in his 20th. Is Ryan Markins coming over here to talk to the home plate umpire? About what? I have no idea. If you're thinking about dinner, may I suggest our good friends at Beef O'Brady's. That would be a high up on my list. Beef O'Brady's in Granger now features the seafood combo. So make sure you stop by and enjoy the fish, shrimp with fries, coleslaw for just $9.99. There you go. Here's the pitch. And that is foul off to the left. And now to count at 1-1.
Spring Arbor trying to figure out some way to get that leadoff man to second base.
The Cougars have had a base runner in every inning of this contest. And they've had the runner in scoring position in every inning of this contest. Here's stepping out of the batter's box, Danilo Leon, as Eric Kelver was inching in. He's in on the grass. He was not more than 30 feet away from the batter at one point in time. A nice lead over here by Noah Brook. Here's the ground ball, second hop picked up, throws it across. That'll be a sacrifice bunt. Nice execution by Spring Arbor, which you would expect from their squad. Runner in scoring position with 1 down.
Spring Arbor.
5-3 on the putout.
Number 2, Jack Driscoll.
Go to the top of the order, and senior second baseman Jack Driscoll. The Salem High School product will bat from the right side. So far today for him, flew out to the center fielder, a ground out to the second baseman, a double, and a run scored in the productive 5th for SAU. Here's Sean Luzon from the stretch. Boy, not a lot of velocity on that pitch. 1-0. I don't know if he took something off or, well, that was sitting on a fat one there. 1-0 count. Luzon steps off the bump and looks over his shoulder. Runner goes back. We'll come back and do it all again. Nobody warming up in the SAU bullpen at this stage. And likewise for the Pilots. Luzon delivers. A little bit more velocity on that pitch, but it still missed the mark. Now to kind of 2-0 to Driscoll. You don't want to give Chris Triplett an opportunity to bat because the Pilots haven't retired him the entire afternoon. He's got a pair of walks and a base hit. He's on deck. 2-0 scenario with one down with number 2, Jack Driscoll, batting here from the right side against number 12, Sean Luzon. Here's the pitch. That goes to the 5-hole of Love. A wild pitch. And now a runner stands at third base with one out. Now a sacrifice fly is in order. And a 3-0 count.
We just need to get some type of an out without advancing the runner here. That's the main thing. Whether it be a pop-up or come back for a strikeout.
Jack Driscoll is going to pull off a 4-pitch walk here. Now runners at the corners for Spring Arbor with one down and a big inning brewing for Ryan Markin's Cougars.
Into the batter's box for Spring Arbor.
And now you got the heart of the order in here with Chris Triplett.
And you got a lot of options. You got great speed on the bases. You got somebody that handles the bat really well at the plate. So Bethel needs to be on their toes here.
There's no question about it. They've been able to avoid this productive group for the most part in succession. Luzon delivers this pitch. Boy, oh boy, that was in the dirt too. Nice job by Mason Love. Squared up, butterfly save again. That ball bounced a good foot before the plate and came up nice and square on him. Didn't take one of those short hops because if that one's going to go through the foul. Here's one up around the chin. Chris Triplett. I don't think he likes Sean Luzon the way he's pitching. And right now for Luzon, he has thrown 6 straight balls from the stretch. Here, runner off and going, ground ball. Nice job by Kelver to keep it in the infield. He won't be able to do anything with it. That'll be an infield hit. Run scores. Cougars jump in front 4-3 on the base hit. Nice effort by Kelver, nonetheless.
He really kept the runner at first from going all the way to third. He just laid out, got his glove on it to deflect it, but just couldn't quite come up with it. The runner was going to score anyway. They were going on contact, but he did a good job of keeping the runners at second.
Nice lead at second base now for Jack Driscoll. C.M. Laffey, the Bethel shortstop, flirting with him over there, trying to see if here's a breaking ball. A nice pitch there by Luzon. Maybe the best breaking ball he has thrown today since he's come in relief. Francisco Odina, the senior center fielder, batting now from the left side. 4-3 Cougars. The Cougars have scored in the 4th, 5th, and 6th respectively after being shut out the first 3. Here's a one-hopper to Mike Wathier, and it bounds foul. And some activity in the BC bullpen. Brandon Boshaw is warming up for Bethel in the bullpen. 0-2 scenario now with one down. Odina, this is a big at bat for Sean Luzon. They got to stop this rally right here. Here's the ball hit right on the nose, and there'll be a double play. How about that? C.M. Laffey makes the catch on the line. Jack Driscoll with a big lead is doubled off the bag, and believe it or not, Sean Luzon gets out of that one. He'll take that to the bank and then some. In the inning, the Cougars pick up 1. There was 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 1 man left on base. And at the end of 5.5, 4-3, Spring Arbor. You are listening to college baseball here on the Bethel Sports Network and Regional Radio Sports.
Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and the proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund, and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Crossroads League baseball all over the place. Taking a look at what happened yesterday. Grace got its first win of the year. That ended a 15-game skid. No, check that. That was a 16-game skid. Grace now at 1-16 overall as they split a doubleheader with St. Francis yesterday. Marion with a 1-0 win against Taylor at 9, and Marion with a 5-4 winner against Taylor in regulation. And when you look at that, that bodes well for Marion to get a couple wins, and so keeps Taylor, I don't know if I want to say vulnerable. I still think they're the best team in the league at this stage.
It's a really good club, but
anytime you pick up a win against a Kyle Gould team, you feel like it's time to go out and have a party. As once again, Nick Carroll stays in the ballgame, as it's going to be C.M. Laffey, Andrew Miranda, and Luke Adams, respectively. Got great respect for Coach Kyle Gould and does a wonderful job at TU. He's all-time winningest coach in the history of Taylor baseball. They eclipsed that mark just earlier in the season.
Also taking over the athletic director duties over there, so it's, I've enjoyed getting to know Kyle as well.
Classy act. Made one of the best hires of his career, I'll tell you right now, in hiring Jody Martinez. What a job that Jody and our former Bethel Hall of Famers, actually.
That's right.
And Jody Martinez and Natalie Young did with the women's basketball team at the national tournament. Great year, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with and a program to be reckoned with for years to come. Now to kind of 3-1. On deck, Andrew Miranda. 4-3 in favor of the Spring Arbor Cougars. And how about this? A leadoff walk for C.M. Laffey. The Pilots will take that. And some activity in the SAU bullpen. As Nick Carroll continues to plug away. I had him at 93 pitches through the last inning. It's going to be Sam Memoir. Here's the batter squaring up, and with a bunt attempt, backs away, but it's still a strike. Now to count it 0-1. Miranda 0 for 2 today. 1-3 put out in the second, 4-3 put out in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Bunt attempt, perfectly placed. And the execution is absolutely spectacular by the Pilots there as Miranda laid down a picturesque bunt that stayed in the dirt.
Yeah,
and the third baseman I thought he had a good jump on the ball coming in.
He did, but it forced the catcher to make the play on the ball, and he actually had a thought about going to second base, but then fired it over to first to get the sure out.
I think that's a heads-up play by the, you don't want to push it in a one-run ball game.
That's right.
Now that will bring up Luke Adams. Adams 0 for 2 today against Nick Carroll. Nick Carroll, this is his fourth start of the season. The left-hander pitches one outside.
You would think from his numbers that this is probably his best outing of the season, too. He's really done a good job
no question
here this
about
afternoon.
Yeah, when you're looking at the numbers coming in, 0-4 with an ERA of 14.85. Here's a quick toss over here to second base. Good eye out there by the Bethel sophomore shortstop, C.M. Laffey. Once again, if you've never been to the ballpark here at Jenkins Stadium, 327 down the left field line. There's a ball in the dirt. Runner's going to take off and go, and he will be safe at third base. The catcher, Noah Brick, thought he had him.
He had a very close play, but that was a good heads-up base running the ball. He could see the ball was going to be in the dirt, and tough for catcher to field and play.
You're going to call a wild pitch or a pass ball? I think it's going to be a wild pitch. What do you think, Coach? Or just a plain outright steal?
I'll give him a steal.
All right, stolen base, says Coach Tom Visker.
He was going.
2-0 count now to Luke Adams. Now this one missing the mark. Now they're kind of 3-0. Pilots trying to battle back. They've been in this mode. They were trailing 1-0 in the fourth. Came back, took a 2-1 lead. Gave up that lead after they were ahead, and they came back and tied it up. And there'll be a base on balls. Luke Adams, when you walk number 7 and 9 in the lineup, that brings up a red flag. And I think that's what we're going to see here as Ryan Markin is going to the bump to make a pitching change. We'll come back with the pitching change. Once again, 4 runs on 7 hits and no errors for Spring Arbor. 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors for Bethel as we're in the 5th with 1 down. We'll be back with the pitching change right after this.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Do you want to be a part of a company that is committed to excellence in their products and services? ACOA, a division of Bunnell Aluminum, is a producer of aluminum extrusions and anodizing with job opportunities in their expanding production facilities in Elkhart and Niles, Michigan. For more information about wages and benefits, the website is www.aacoa.com, and the phone number 269-697-1372. Once again, that's 269-697-1372. Let's take a look at number 13 coming in on the roster for Spring Arbor University, Sam Memoir. He's a senior, left-handed pitcher, 6'4", 200 pounds. He hails from Alto, Michigan. Went to South Christian High School. And let's take a look at the numbers for Sam coming into today's game. Sam has a record of 4 wins and 1 loss. This will be the 7th game he has appeared in. He has 5 starts underneath his belt, 2 complete games. He has thrown 32 1/3 innings pitched, given up 26 hits, 14 runs, 11 of those runs are earned, 13 walks, an eye-popping 33 strikeouts, which leads the team. Walk to strikeout ratio of 33-13. That'll tell you you need to know. It's only given up 3 doubles, no homers, no triples, and teams are only batting .218 against him. He's given up 3 walks. He's hit 1 batter, so he's done a good job. So Carroll will close the book on Carroll. He likewise finishes with 104 pitches. So Bobeck and Carroll both with 104 pitches. So we'll see what Sam Memoir does here.
Looks like Sam's got a little bit more velocity than what we see with the previous pitcher, so it'll be a little bit of adjustment by the Bethel hitters.
And let's see what Memoir does here. You know, there's no question about the velocity on the first pitch. Ball 1. Even though he missed the mark, you can tell he had a little bit more gas on the pedal there.
Yes.
Pilots with a golden opportunity here with runners at the corners with 1 down, trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Sam Memoir, the left-hander. Here's the bunt attempt, and that goes foul. Nice effort by Noah Brook to dive after the ball, but came up short.
Coach Zartman had the squeeze play on.
Yeah, how about that?
CM was coming full bore on that pitch.
Let's see if he decides to do that again. He must be feeling pretty confident about Brandon Diss's ability to handle that bat. He gets the sign down there from the Bethel Hall of Famer. And here's the 1-1 pitch with one down. A little breaking ball, a little high. Now the count is 2-1 to Brandon Diss.
Well, it's a great call on a first and third situation if you get the right pitch with the right batter at the plate. Not only do you get the run in, but you get the next run in scoring position.
Brandon Diss staring a hole, and Coach Zarman's got the sign from the stretch. Here is the pitch. There it is, and that'll be a tie ball game. The Pilots with the squeeze, and they have tied up the ball game. What execution by Bethel College's Brandon Diss. A suicide squeeze, and the Pilots have tied up the ball game.
Yeah, just a great call again by Coach Zartman, but like you said, Paul, you have to execute it, and they did it perfectly that time.
And now it's a tie ball game with an RBI as CM Laffey got a good jump on it. The ball, eventually it goes a 1-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up Colin Affolter with a runner in scoring position. Colin begs off the first pitch here from Memoir. And that's ball one. 4-4 ball game here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Been as entertaining as we've seen.
Two teams just keep punching at each other.
Yes,
there.
indeed. That's a heavyweight fight. Here's the pitch from Memoir. Nope, he's going to back off. I don't know who was more uncomfortable, him or the home plate umpire. As he points out to the pitcher, says, you know, it's okay for you to throw the ball now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Memoir paints the corner on the outside. Now the count at 0-2. Good pitch there by young Sam Memoir. Boy, there's so many things that go into the suicide squeeze success. You've got to have the right pitch. You got to have the placement to be perfect. There's a pitch on the outside corner. And now the count at 1-2. 1-2 scenario with two down. Luke Adams is at second base, hoping to come home here on the Colin Affolter hit. Yes, indeed. There's a ball bounces, hits the shortstop perfectly in middle of the body, throws it over. That'll do it for the inning. On that one, 6-3 on the putout. That'll finish out the inning. In the inning for Bethel College. 1 run on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. So the Pilots, once again, opportunistic as they come. Line score after 6 complete, 4 runs on 7 hits and no errors for the visitors from Michigan. The team from the state of Indiana with 4-6-2. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
It's pouring rain. It's real dark outside. Your heart starts beating really, really fast. You've never done anything so hard in your life. This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. It's such extreme pain, you don't understand how you can finish. I began to feel that there was no way I was ever going to have my title, U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close. I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done. I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here. First pitch hit by Emilio Perez. And just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. It's gobbled up out there by Adams. 4-3 on that put out, and 1 pitch and 1 out. So a much better start to things for Sean Luzon, who's in relief. That brings up Vincent Hirschberger. Pilots and Cougars deadlocked 4-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. Sean Luzon was in the ballgame in relief after Andrew Bobeck threw 104 pitches. Here's the ball hit on the nose. Jesse Zabeda's there to make the catch. Right place, right time for Z. And that's 2 up and 2 down. And now, broadcaster's curse, Sean Luzon is on the cusp of doing something we haven't seen done today. Spring Arbor going 3 up and 3 down. We'll see if Josiah Kitchen has something to say about that.
I doubt he'll be swinging.
Here's ball, foul back and out of play.
Usually coach says take a pitch. If you got a pitcher that's just throwing a couple of pitches.
Absolutely.
He went right after it.
Yeah, that's their aggressive nature. Ryan told me before the ball game that's one of the things that they wanted to do. Here's a pitch inside. Backing away is Kitchen, now to kind of 1-1. Kitchen on the day flew out to the left fielder, had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th, had a base hit in the 5th. So he's officially 1 for 2 on the day. This fastball misses the mark, now to kind of 2-1. Cougars have scored in the last 3 innings, 1, 2, and 1 respectively. Here's a swing and a miss, now to kind of 2-2. Sean Luzon is trying to boldly go where no man has gone before here in this game. 2 count with 2 down. Breaking ball, strike 3, 3 up and 3 down. Put it in the scorebook. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no Cougars left. We move to the home half of the 7th. The heart of the pilot order is coming your way. 3, 4, and 5. 4-4 ball game. Bottom of the 7th coming your way right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here to Jenkins Stadium at Richard C. Patterson Field. I'm Paul Condry along with Bethel College Athletic Director, former baseball coach. Back to Tom Visker. Thanks again to Landon Kaufman for his great work here today, along with Andrew Bowens. We're taking our maiden journey with the Bethel Sports Network one-camera video shot and our audio here today. 4-4 ball game as we move here to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ball hit deep to left field. Oh my, Eric Kelver got it all, and it is gone. Eric Kelver on the first pitch of the 7th inning goes yard, and Kelver picks up his 2nd homer of the year, and just like that, the Pilots lead it 5-4.
Boy, he was just sitting on something dead red, and he got the fastball right down the middle of the plate, turned on it, and took it out over the fence left field just to the left of the scoreboard. Well hit ball.
Oh my goodness, with a 14-mile-an-hour wind, he absolutely tattooed that thing. My, oh my, big hit there. And that'll bring up Mason Love. Pilots back in front, 5-4. Here's an off-speed pitch. Missing the mark, Love takes ball 1. I never thought we would see the ball leave the yard today with the wind and the cold.
Oh, not in left field for sure. Right field had a possibility,
yes,
but left field was going to be a tough one to get out of, and Eric proved us wrong on that one.
Wow, what a hit. Sam Memoir gives up the long ball, and those have come few and far between on the year. Sam Memoir on the year, that's the first home run he's given up in over 32 innings pitched. Here's a base hit into right field. Mason Love keeps the hit parade going. And now we'll have a pinch runner here again as Thomas Smith is back in the ballgame.
Batting next to the Pilots.
So Thomas Smith will be your
first baseman, number 5, Mike Walker.
Wathier, the last time he was at bat, nearly took Nick Carroll's head off. But a great play by Nick Carroll to close out to keep that inning at bay. And Thomas Vincent Hirschberger, is that what you got, Coach?
I got Corey Goodrich warming up.
Oh, okay. Here's the 1-0 scenario. Vincent Hirschberger warming up down there in the bullpen. Here's the ball getting away. Throw down to second place, and Thomas Smith is a dead duck. Got a late jump on it, and the Pilots just rained himself out of an inning.
Yeah, that wasn't good base running, unfortunately. He didn't have a jump at all, and he still tried to go forward. Had him by 2 steps easily.
We'll call that 2-4 on the putout, out stealing. And now the count at 2-0. Here's Wathier hitting one to the hole. And that bounces off the third baseman's glove, and that'll be an error. And now you look back on that play and thinking, wow, the Pilots really could have had a big inning going on. E5. That is the first error of the afternoon on Spring Arbor University.
Number 9, Jesse Zapata.
That'll bring up Jesse Zapata, the senior right fielder. Zapata with is 1 for 3 today. However, that one was a big one. It was a base hit with 2 men in scoring position for 2 RBIs back in the 4th inning. And Z takes ball 1. Z, who was our featured guest, if you want to go back and listen to the archive. We had a chance to spend some time today with Colin Affolter. Next up in our student profile next ball game, we'll be visiting with Eric Kelver. Now the count at 1-1. Zapata staring a hole in Memolar. Breaking ball, a dandy there by Memolar. And Zapata nodding his head to the pitcher, giving him some props. 1-2 scenario for Z. Pilots with the courtesy of a leadoff homer by Eric Kelver have grabbed the lead here in the 7th inning. 2-2 ball game now, or check that 2-2 count now to Zapata. Outfield shaded a good 10 paces off the middle where they're normally at, and that'll be strike 3. Zapata didn't like it. The second time this afternoon, Zapata with a backwards K. He just frozen in time there. That'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up C.M. Laffey. C.M. Laffey, double in the 2nd inning. Fielder's choice in the 4th. Walk and scored a run in the 6th. And that'll be strike 1 to C.M. Oh, 1 scenario with 2 down. Wathier with the lead. I don't think they're going to have to worry about Mike running on this one. Mike, no stolen bases on the year. Here's a swing and a miss. CM way out in front of that pitch. 1-2 down the count. Two down now, 1-2 count. Bottom of the 7th inning. Here's a pitch. Ground ball to the hole. Gobbled up by the shortstop. Will get the force play. 6-4 is the force, and we have completed the 7th inning. In the inning, the Pilots pick up 1 huge run on the home run by Kelver. There were 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And the Pilots through 7 will take a 5-4 lead to the 8th. And the question is will we have a pitching change, or will Sean Luzon stay in? And Sean Luzon will stay in. We'll be back with more 5-4 Pilots at the end of 7 on Regional Radio Sports.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. when I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Sincere. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports. I want to thank our friends at Sincere Bank for their longtime support of our broadcast. Sincere Bank, owned by the Schrag family since 1895. Provide a full line of banking options, including mobile apps. They have locations in Lake Porter, LaPorte, Marshall, Elkhart, and St. Joe counties. Check them out at CintierBank.com as we're just underway here in the eighth inning. Paul County along with Dr. Tom Visker. Lori, Brooke, and Leon due up for SAU. Here's an inside-out pitch hit towards the shortstop. Sam Laffin, he throws out the leadoff man, 6-3. And that'll bring up Noah Brooke.
Catcher, Noah Brooke.
So, Coach, since the fortunate play by the Pilots on that F6, 6U, if you will, in the sixth inning, that will be 5 straight batters.
Until this one.
Until this one. As soon as I say that, he gets beamed. And hit by a pitch. And that for, and if you look at Luzon now, that will be the second man he has hit this year. Now we'll have a pinch runner for Noah Brooke. We're probably going to see that anyways if he got on base. As James Hall will come in to run, because Brooke is the catcher. James Hall, a product of Canton High School, Canton, Michigan, 5'11", 170-pound senior, will pinch run here in the eighth inning. And that'll bring Danilo Leon, the freshman shortstop, who is 0 for 2 officially today. Flew out to the third baseman, struck out, and had a sacrifice bunt in the sixth. And he takes strike one from Sean Luzon. Then we'll move to the top of the order where it gets adventurous for the Bethel pitchers. And it has been today. Here's a pitch, a little high. It was right down over the plate, but a little high. But 1-1 is the count. Pilots have scored in the last 4 innings, respectively. The Cougars had their streak snap in the last inning. And it's 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for Bethel, 4 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for the visitors from Spring Arbor, Michigan. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Luzon, ball hit high. Center fielder's got a beat on it. And Colin Affold was there for the squeeze. And now that is 2 down.
Back to the top for the Cougars.
Good out for the Pilots with a top of the order coming to bat and not 2 outs now. So if we can just figure out to get 1 more out without the run scoring, we're in good shape.
And now Sean Luzon is going to be matched up against the dangerous Jack Driscoll. Driscoll has reached base the last 2 times. Here's an inside out. Oh, tough break there. As there'll be a base hit in the right field. Luke Adams was going over to cover the bag, and he hit it where he ain't, as they say.
That was great execution, because that was kind of where you want to hit it when they got the runner going. You want to hit it behind the runner, and he did exactly that. And got the tying run over to third and go-ahead run on first base.
And that'll bring up Chris Triplett. Brandon Beauchamp is warming up the right hand out here and the left. And everything else out there on this cold March day. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Pilots a 5-4 leader. Sean Luzon starts this. Chris Triplett off with strike 1. Triplett has a great on-base percentage. He's not been retired today. Walk, base hit, walk, base hit. And he's in a great RBI situation here as he takes strike one, and that'll be a stolen base.
They tried the delayed steal on that to see if they could catch Bethel off guard, but Luzon was wise, caught the ball, looked right over to third base, and got the guy to dive back into third base. So 0-2 count, 2 outs.
SAU has done a pretty good job in the stolen base department today. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, now the count of 1-2. SAU with a stolen base in the first, a stolen base in the second, a stolen base in the fourth, and now the count of 2-2. And a stolen base here in the eighth. I've got him with 4. I'm going to have Andrew and Landon check my scoring there, but that's pretty significant because that moves Spring Arbor up to 47 out of 62. Here's a pitch a little high. Now the count at 3-2. Dangerous situation here. 4. Yeah, all right. Even the blind squirrel will find the nut. Paul Condry's scorecard was correct. 3-2 scenario. Big time play here for Sean Luzon with 2 down. Here's a pitch in the dirt. And the runner will come around to score. And it's now, the runner will take the wide turn. Just a terrible play there all around. Now they're going to try to coax the runner in. The runner is going to be out. No, they missed him. The runner scores, and the Pilots allow 2 runs to score, and it's now 6-5. James Hall comes around to score. Jack Driscoll comes around to score. And the runner is finally tagged out in. I'll be honest with you, Coach, that ball exchanged hands more times than I lost track of all of them.
Yeah, I do think probably a little poor judgment to try to go after the runner going to second base when you got the guy on third base. You have 2 outs. Probably the better plays would be to kind of fake a throw to see if you could come back and concentrate on the guy at third base. But because he threw it to second, that gave the guy on third plenty of opportunity to take off for home place once the second base got the ball. It would have been a very tough throw to get him out at the plate after that.
I'll let Andrew Bowen sort out all the details on who's did what. All I know is that the ball got away from the catcher, Mason Love, and when Mason tried to throw the ball back to the pitcher who was coming in to try to make the play, that was an errant throw there. And then everything was just turned into a comedy of errors at that point in time. Guys moving from A to B, and bad throw here, bad judgment, and once again that was going to be that could be a very, very costly moment for the Pilots, but we'll see what the Pilots can rebound. So in the inning, 2 runs in the inning on 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll move here to the bottom of the 8th, and let's see what the Pilots will do with their backs to the wall again. It's not something they haven't seen in this game. They'll have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Miranda Adams and Brandon Diss, as they'll be faced off against Sam MOR. We're here in the bottom of the 8th, 6-5 Cougars. Here's a breaking ball for a strike, but that Cougar dugout that was pretty lethargic just moments ago is as hot as a Bunsen burner over there right now.
Like we talked about all game, this has just been a game of punch, counter punch, and right now they got us back on our heels, but the way the Pilots have been fighting back, I wouldn't be surprised if we put up a tiny run yet this inning.
Andrew's telling me that we're officially going to call that last play 2-6-3-4 and a caught stealing. That's what we're going to close out the books in that last inning. 2-6-3-4 to close out the. And that's the first time tonight the Pilots have retired the Cougars on a stolen base attempt. Now they're kind of 2-2. Thank you, Andrew. Good job following up with that.
I don't know if that's right, but.
Well, we did the best you could. Here's the 2-2 scenario. It was one of those things. That was one where you, if there was one time you wanted to replay, that would have been it right there. 2-2 scenario. Leadoff man aboard for BC and Miranda. And he takes strike 3 call. Miranda now 0 for 3 on the day. And that'll bring up the number 9 batter in Coach Zartman's lineup, Luke Adams, the freshman second baseman. He is 0 for 2 today. He walked back in the 6th. 6 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for Spring Arbor. Bethel 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. A lot of mental errors in the game, but it's been an entertaining game nonetheless.
A lot of different types of opportunities and situations that both teams have been going through.
There's a ball hit into the Pilot dugout. Everybody doing the Texas two-step over there. And now they're kind of 1-1.
We've seen everything from home runs to suicide squeezes, so it's fun baseball to watch. We just need to get back on top here.
1-1 scenario. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Nice little off-speed pitch from Sammy Memoir. Now they're kind of 1-2 with 1 down. On deck, Brandon Disson, the top of the Bethel order. Here's the pitch. Inside, just missed the mark. Now they're kind of 2-2. In case you're just joining us, our umpires today, Luke Karzuski, who's out in the field, and behind the plate, Tony Gangler. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one just missed inside. Now the count goes to full at 3-2. First time the count has gone full for Sam Memoir since he came into the ball game. And now Sam Memoir is the pitcher of record. Here's a swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher. He's going to hustle down to first base, and he is out at first. That was a bang-bang play at first base.
Now, there have been some really close plays down there, so probably a good thing we don't have replay, right?
Top of the order, the Pilots will go here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon Diss, who is 1 for 3 today, base hit and scored a run in the 5th after a couple of putouts. He was able to perfectly execute that suicide bunt back in the 6th inning. He's batting here from the left side in the 8th. Here's the pitch. That one missed the mark after that first one was a strike. Now they're kind of 1-1. We started this one today at 3:07 in the afternoon. We're here in the bottom of the 8th. There's a ball. Zip foul off to the left and out of play. And now the count. Is it 1-2? That's what I thought. That's what I should always remember, that my scorecard's right. I should know better than that. Now the count at 1-2. Thank you very much.
Umpire just confirming what you have, Paul.
1-2 scenario with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Diss, ground ball, comes up high for the second baseman, and he throws him out. Pilots go quietly here in the 8th. 4-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. So the Pilot string of runs scored comes to an abrupt halt here in the 8th, and we move to the 9th inning. Cougars clinging to a 6-5 lead, and it will be 3-4-5 for head coach Ryan Markin and the Cougars. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment.
We're going to cut back out of that and get back to live plays that are speeding things up here as the sun is starting to fade away from us here off to the west as Spring Arbor will get this thing going here with Francisco Odina, the senior center fielder. He'll lead it off. He'll be followed by Emilio Perez and Vincent Hirschberger. Here's the ball hit to center field on the first pitch. Colin Affolter is there to make the catch. One pitch, one out for the new Bethel pitcher Sean Luzon. And that'll bring up Emilio Perez. Perez 0 for 4 today, a pair of strikeouts, one swinging and one looking, and we're going to have a new batter. And it's going to be Jacob King, who's going to be batting for Emilio Perez. Jacob King, a product of Sterling Heights, Michigan, did his prep work at Bethany Christian High School, a 6'4", 200-pound sophomore. He's been a part of the regular everyday lineup, but it's been sitting out today. Ryan Marcus said he wanted to shake up his lineup, and this was part of it. And Jacob King, a 400 hitter. This will be his 14th game. Here's the ball hit to the right side, and he has a base hit. Keeps up the hot hitting. And now for King, that'll be his 13th hit of the year.
Up to bat for Spring.
And that'll bring up
number 33.
33, Vincent Hirschberger, the freshman designated hitter. He is officially 1 for 3 today. However, he did have a walk and scored a run. And he has a strikeout and a flyout. And it looks like there's going to be some changes in the lineup here for Ryan Markin. I think he's probably going to do a double switch of some sort. And we'll wait and see how that plays itself out once we get into the field. Or we're going to have a courtesy runner. I think maybe that's what it's going to be. All right, that's what we're going to have. We're going to have a pinch runner for King. And that will bring back into the game James Hall. Hall was the guy who made the great play offensively on the wild pitch that opened up that 2-run advantage. When the ball got away from Mason Love, it was Hall who stretched the defense and scored that run. Because he was running for, here's the ball hit to left field. A diving catch out there in left field for Andrew Miranda. That's a huge play defensively for BC. And that'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Josiah Kitchen. The Cougars, as I alluded to earlier, have lost 6 one-run games. They find themselves in that situation now with a 1-run lead here in this game this evening. Here's a pitch by Luzon and another stolen base for the Cougars. James Hall steals the base. And James Hall now with a pair of stolen bases on the day. And he has been a catalyst offensively with his legs. Count remains 1-0 here to Kitchen. But now he has a runner in scoring position, an insurance run opportunity. Here's a ground ball oddly picked up. And that'll be an error on, here's a throw to the plate, and he will be out at the plate. That will be 6-2 on the put out at the plate as James Hall got a little bit too greedy on that play as he's thrown out. But will still count the error, E6, on that play. In the inning for the Cougars, no runs, no one hit. There was one error, and there was one man left on base. We move to the bottom of the ninth. Are there any heroics for the Pilots here in this faithful bottom of the ninth? Don't touch that dial. We'll be back to bring it to you right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
To defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness.
Get some rear security.
From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us here from Jenkins Stadium on the campus of Bethel College, Mishawaka, Indiana. I'm Paul Condry. Glad that you can hop alongside Bethel College Athletic Director Tom Visker. Thanks to Dr. Tom for being with us here today. We move to the bottom of the ninth inning with Spring Arbor clinging to a 6-5 lead. Pilots will have the heart of the order and the veterans coming up, especially the first two, Colin Affolter and Eric Kelver, a pair of four-year guys. That's what you want to have here. Affolter leading it off. He is 1 for 3 today. Eric Kelver has reached base every time he has put the bat on his shoulder. He has a walk, a double, and a run score, a walk, and a towering home run. And then followed by Mason Love. Love is 2 for 4 on the day, so some possibilities. Seth Zartman's still talking about things down there. Coach, I know you just came from down there. Do you know what the discussion was about?
No, I really don't. It looks like he's trying to get clarification on something, either if it was a substitution or a situation.
I don't know what the discussion could be, or flip-flopping. Do you think it goes back to that inning where we had the 2-6-3-4 play?
No, I don't think. I'd be surprised if it went to that inning. I think it's had something to do with the re-entry, possibly.
Yeah, James Hall, he's entered the ball game on a couple occasions. He has been a pinch runner. He was a pinch runner for Jack King. He was a pinch runner for Noah Brook on 2 separate occasions. And once again, not sure I know the letter of the law when it comes to the pinch runner rule. I'll just be honest with you.
Up to bat for Bethel College.
Okay, that was something to do with the pinch hitter rule. Okay, we got it sorted out. All right, so for the Pilots, it's plain and simple. Affolter, Kelver, and Love, the game is in their hands right now. You can throw pitching aside, so Sam Memoir, who's trying to pick up the win in relief, Memoir with 4 wins, and he is the pitcher of record right now.
Ironically, he could have been the pitcher that got the loss, too. He came in, gave up the lead, and now he's back with the lead.
Here is the 1-0 pitch, a little high and outside. Now the count at 2-0. (1-6-3-2) is what they're officially marking that play back there before. 1-6-3-2. Here's a strike. Now the count at 1-6-3-2. I'll never forget that. Sounds like your locker combination. 2-1. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Outside now, 3-1. I think if you're Colin Affolter, you just want to get on base.
Exactly. The lead tied run, get on base, figure out how we can get you around.
Here's Memoir from the full windup. Here's the pitch. Ball hit on the nose. That'll be a base hit. Colin Affolter leads the bottom of the ninth off with a base hit. And now that'll bring up the hot-hitting Eric Kelver.
And that was a well-hit ball, right straight back up the middle of the diamond.
Eric Kelver, if he duplicates the last time he had it at bats, the Pilots are going to come away with a walk-off win. Eric Kelver, the last time at bat, hit a towering solo home run. He has had a good day at the office, 2 for 2. The Third baseman Chris Triplett in on the grass. And here is a pitch, and that's going to be ball one. Are you surprised that Eric Kelber, he was turned around like he was going to bunt?
Yeah, in fact, I actually thought the ball might have ticked the bat, but evidently not.
And it did.
It did.
Eventually now they changed it to a strike. So now they counted 0-1. Here's a bunt attempt, and now this one goes off to the right. Now you put Eric Kelber in a position, he's 0-2. Now you're going to take the bat off his shoulder, and it's time to swing away. (0-2) scenario for Eric Kelber. Eric Kelber, a product of South Bend Clay High School. Runner off and going. Ball driven foul off to the left. As, boy, I tell you what, Colin Affolter had a big jump.
He had a really big lead.
On deck, Mason Love for Bethel. You got a pair of four-year starters in Affolter and Kelber trying to help their club win the ball game here now. They're trailing 6-5 in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the ball hit on the nose, but the center fielder is right there to make the catch.
Yeah, so, you're right. He hit it right on the screws, but hit it directly to the center fielder.
That'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Mason Love. Love, who will bat here from the left side.
Next at bat for BC, the catcher, number 16, Mason
Love is 2 for 4 on the afternoon. 6-5 ball game here. Here's the Memoir with the breaking ball. What a dandy for a strike. Pulled the string on that one, and that was picturesque. Mike Wathier on deck. Mike hit a ball back in the 5th inning that hit the pitcher right in the mitt. It was one of those look what I found moments. One down. Runner at first. In relief, Sam Memoir is now the pitcher of record. He can get the win in relief. Here's the ball popped up out of play as it hits the roof of our facility back here. Now to count at 0-2. Pilots, next time around, they'll be moving on the road to Taylor University. (0-2) scenario with one down. Here's the ball, zip foul off to the left, and that will be out of play. Pilots will have Taylor on the 23rd and a twin bill on the 24th. Then we'll be right back here with you on the 27th, which is a week from today, where we'll see the same Spring Arbor team in a double dip. And then the Pilots will take the 6-hour bus drive to Mount Vernon for 3 games in a 2-day stretch. And then we'll be back again here against the Goshen College Maple Leafs. There's a pitch a little high. Now they're kind of 1-2. A little bit of a purpose pitch, I think, there for Sam Memoir. They wanted to see if Mason Love would go chase that one. Love hanging in there, 1-2 with one down. Formidable lead for Affolter at first base. Here's a pitch, hit on the nose, but the center fielder's got a beat on it. He'll make the catch. 2 down. Pilots are down to their final out here in this 9th inning. Mike Wathier. The game is in his hands at this stage. Needs to try to keep the
at bat for the Pilots,
bats going through the
first baseman number
lineup.
5, Mike Wathier.
Memoir really hasn't fooled a lot of our batters, but he's been getting the outs when he needs them.
Hit them where they are is what you want. Here's a breaking ball here to Wathier, and that'll be a strike. Wathier didn't like the count. Wathier ground out to second in the 2nd. Base hit, scored a run in the 4th. Line drive out in the 5th. Reached on an error in the 7th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball off the pitch, off to the pitcher, picks it up, throws it, and the Cougars win the ball game. as that is going to be 1-3 on the putout in the inning for Bethel. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. For Spring Arbor, they pick up the win, 6 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The Pilots, 5 runs on 9 hits and 3 costly errors for Bethel College. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Nothing but top-selling models at Gates of Granger, Michiana's newest, hottest, pre-owned sales lot. If you can't tell the difference, why pay the difference? Only you and I know it's used, and I won't tell.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports for the final time. Spring Arbor improves to 10-12 on the season. And I would say the most important thing, they now are 3-1 in the Crossroads League. Bethel drops to 9-11. Pilots now fall to 1-3 in league play here. Let's go over the numbers again. 6 runs on 9 hits and 1 error and 9 left on base. 10 left on base, excuse me, for Spring Arbor. Bethel, 5 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors, and 9 Pilots were stranded. The loser today was Sean Luzon. Sean, of course, at this stage of the season, coming in relief, will fall to 0-2 on the season. And for Spring Arbor, the winner is going to be Sam Memolar. Sam Memolar now improves to 5-1 on the year. Both of the starting pitchers, whether it be Bo Black or Nick Carroll, both of those youngsters threw 104 pitches, did a heck of a job. Coach, you got a final thought in this one? This is one that the Pilots will look back on and will be upset because this is one they let get away.
Yep, it is, and I think it was a game where both teams took advantage of miscues and scored a lot of runs. So it was an exciting game, but unfortunately we came up 1 run short. Coach, thanks for stopping by today. It was awesome having you here. Always a pleasure, Paul. Thank you. Once again, that's going to do it. Once again, final score, the Spring Arbor Cougars defeat the Bethel Pilots 6-5 in 9 innings. A special thanks to a great group of folks up here in the broadcast booth. Landon Kaufman, as always, on the stats over here to my left. Andrew Bowen for the great work here. It was always fun to visit with our coaches here today. That was always fun. Special thanks to head coach Randy Markin of Spring Arbor University, Seth Zartman of Bethel College. Also great to visit with during our pregame interview with Colin Affolter. Once again, final score here from Mishawaka, Indiana at Richard C. Patterson Field at Jenkum Stadium. Spring Arbor defeats Bethel College 6-5. We'll be back with you on Thursday live from Beef O'Brady's with the Coach's Box on 91.1 FM, The Globe. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.